Good morning, everyone. Everyone enjoying the opening to their weekend? Ready for some career action? Ready to maybe discuss some interesting news from Falcons? What a weird start to the day this is. Morning, everyone. All right. Should we look what's on the agenda? Where am I going? Let me put the background. There we go. With a clean feed in the background. Let me make sure my quality's good. Right, everything is ready. Okay. It won't be the first time it comes up on this stream, I'm sure, because we've also got a Falcons game later. But I guess we should discuss the 9K tweet. Morning, everyone. Morning, Jarvis. Morning, Unter. Morning, Inerch. Morning, No Idea. Morning, Fart. Morning, Andy. Actually, insane post by 9K. I mean, bizarre. Morning, LeBron. Another Knicks loss. Let's go. Got your hate watching done. All right. Where are we? Let me show you this then. So if you haven't seen this, this is a tweet from 9K. I'll read it to you in case it's on audio only, I guess. Our recent matches have revealed ongoing instability across the team. Based on the coaching staff's assessment, we'll be sticking with the current roster. Current roster, I presume, is for someone Merit Stalker roster. Win or lose, and will deliberately intensify training and structure to steer the team back to form. This isn't about any one individual, it's a collective rebuilding phase. Right now, our top priority is to push forward until every player can truly stand tall again. So, bizarre? What's going on? Is the obvious answer. I feel like my instinctive reaction where... Let me put it back up. My instinctive reaction when something like this happens and there seems to be no explanation, right? Like, what's the actual current status? Yeah, exactly, yeah. So to clarify the current roster bit, because that's a bit vague, Proper has also said separately that him and Hambin are going on a break. And the implication is very much, doesn't seem like it was their choice to go on a break, so they are being put on an enforced break, meaning the someone Merit Stalker lineup is going to be the core lineup for the immediate future. There's obviously some alluding here to until every player can truly stand tall again. There's some kind of implication that there's a plan to get Hambin and Proper back into the lineup at some point. But I feel like that might just be a little bit of just, it feels like the right thing to say, the nice thing to say at the time. So when a move like this happens, and from the outside, you're sitting there, you're scratching your head, doesn't seem to make any sense. Internal issues normally seem to have some kind of root where it doesn't make sense from the outside, but maybe from the inside, it makes a little bit more sense. But this is, I'll show you the player walkouts when they come on. But this is bizarre, because if we actually look at the Falcons situation, because I've seen, obviously, if anyone saw the match thread on Reddit yesterday about the Falcons game against All Gamers Global, where they got, spoiler warning, they got smashed 3-0. Lots of people talking about, someone washed, blah, 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 blah. Falcons aren't going to make playoffs. I mean, realistically, the situation isn't that bad for Falcons. Like, result-wise, it's not that bad, right? They're still top 4, they're 3-2. Everything's still relatively fine. They'll still get into probably seeding, at least playoffs, either through last chance qualifier or something. So results-wise, but
imagine Dong Hack instead of someone /Merit.
Thank you, Smile, for the prime. So results-wise, not too bad, but the eye test, I'm sure if you've watched the Korea stream so far on this stage, have been horrendous, right? Absolute horrendous eye test coming out from Falcons. And if anything, the best look that Falcons have had has been the Hambin Proper lineup. You think of some of those Runa Sappies. I mean, I don't think Stalkers were a problem by any means, right? But Proper was their best player yesterday. Hambin's looked better when he came in. I know he lost yesterday, but at least on Orisa, on Orisa Diva, the heroes Hambin is known for, he's still good for it. So really, when I look at a lot of Falcons' problems, it feels like meta is a core part of it, right? They have two world-class tanks and not Hazard between them. Meanwhile, you look at a team like AG and they have Milgaru, who's more than got a Hazard in him, right? So I don't know. It feels like a very big decision to be making on what is week 3 of the Korea regular season. So again, like, we don't have a full story, and I feel like if you were to get the full behind the scenes, I feel like suddenly it probably does make a bit more sense. But this feels like a really bizarre decision from the outside. Like if I was in Falcon's situation, and it's a tough situation, right? Because the scrutiny is outrageous. You've spent all this money. You've got what looks like the best roster maybe ever on paper. It should be a slam dunk. This should be some kind of what do you call it? These roster moves were meant to close the distance to Crazy Raccoon. But instead of closing the distance to Crazy Raccoon, what we've done is we've made our team a bit wank. Which should have been impossible. I feel like there's very few ways you can convince me that adding someone of merit to a roster will make your team a bit wank. But Falcons have managed to find a way. People want...
OWCS Korea Stage 2. 안녕하세요. 아나운서 이시윤입니다.
Turn DCU down. People are speculating that they had a... Yeah, I don't believe that for a second about the playtime stipulation. Not buying that at all.
먼저 온사이드 게이밍 만나보도록 하겠습니다.
네, 안녕하세요.
Wait, do I have the right stream title? I sure don't, do I?
네, 부서제
Let me
코치님
fix that.
반갑습니다. 자, 그렇다면 VEC 성남부 만나보도록 할게요.
네, 안녕하세요. VEC 성남 감독 독수입니다.
네,
Onside
독수
Gaming
감독님도
versus VEC.
반갑습니다.
Right, let me put the Preds up for this as well. It's a little bit, you know, it's we'll get this sort of like bottom of the table kind of clash. Remember, both of these teams are winless, right? Both of these teams are winless. We'll talk about the game a little bit more as it happens, but obviously it's Falcons news really does take precedent. But Preds are up now. If anyone wants to gamble on this.
일단 오늘 경기 같은 경우가 저희한테도
The sum is less than the individual parts. Yeah, exactly. Oh, thank you, Hadouken King. We might be playing later.
좀 분석해오고 저희 할 거 준비 잘해와가지고 오늘은 진짜 이기는 모습 보여드리겠습니다.
Oh, and Roy says Falcons standing when you look at the crucial team schedule doesn't look that good because of their fixtures coming up. So we've got Old Ocean today. We've got Crazy Raccoon and Vesta. So what they're gonna probably get, like, presuming they win today, it's gonna feel, maybe it feels a little bit dodgier than it did a short while ago. What they finish on, like 5 and 3? 5 and 3. And what about T1? T1 have Zeta, T1 have Old Ocean, T1 have Onside. So T1 might actually go... I mean, will they beat Zeta? I think they're not actually favoured for that game. We'll find out later. But then what are they going to go? Yeah, so they'll go 5 and 3 as well. And Falcons and T1... Falcons have the head-to-head. So would they not finish above T1? I think they squeak above T1. I think, yeah, we're talking probably... As it map difference first, and maybe it could swing again. Because they're both on 0 map difference right now, but I think it's like... think it's actually Falcons like slightly favoured, but it is close. You know, maybe depends what the margins are against both teams' respective Old Ocean fixtures, honestly. So I don't know, I think Falcons still get top 4, and even if Falcons didn't get top 4, like, they still get out of last chance qualifier, you know? So there's actually like almost a month before this really comes into, like, before it's really crunch time. Korean/Japanese caster said the reason for the change is that Proper and Hanbin are the bigger in-game leaders, and they are benched temporarily to allow the other players to not rely on them, so someone in merit can mesh into the team. I don't know. It's just, I mean, Hanbin and Proper do have reputations as in-game leaders. I mean, there's a lot of leaders on this Falcons team. But what doesn't make sense to me is they had all of... In theory, they had all these type of problems before, right? Where they first got Hanbin and Proper and Chio and Fielder all into a team. I'm talking 2024, right? So they had what should have been all these problems of getting everyone to work together and everyone on the same page. And I remember talking to Junkbuck last year, and he said, yeah, there was like an element of getting everyone onto the same page. But then ultimately, that seemed to pay off, right? If we look at Falcons, the end of 2024 for Falcons, it seemed really, it seemed more than fine, right? They literally won the world final. World finals in quotation marks. They won the world final, so it seemed really fine. We'll be covering China today, or to some extent at least. Rock and CC are playing. I don't know. We can maybe look at it between the games. It's a little bit. For those who don't know, China is also happening today as well. OWCS. So the fixtures just clash. So we're going to prioritize Korea, but we'll sort of take it as it comes. So if we got a bit, obviously we get quite long breaks with WDG, right? So there might be a bit of chance to squeeze in some free Chinese action. Proper has been the weakest DPS this stage? I don't think so. I don't know. It feels like none of this is connected to in-game performance, right? Because I feel like their best roster in this stage, it's certainly been Hanbin in the lineup. And, I mean, I think the DPS are all, like, they've all been good at various times, right? Like, Proper was the best player yesterday. So, I don't know. This is really, this is really bizarre by Falcons. It's a huge decision as well to make right before, they have another game today. The schedule for today is we're going to watch this Onside versus Vesta game. Then we're going to watch, is it T1 versus Zeta, if I remember that right? And then we're going to get Falcons against Old Ocean. Yeah, T1 against Zeta, then Falcons against Old Ocean. So it feels like such a big decision to make, rather than just take the Old Ocean game, do that, and then reassess for next week. Give yourself some time to breathe and think. Like if I was Falcons, I feel like the bigger problem has just been, look, we're shit in the hazard mirror, okay? So we need to find alternative options. So, can we play the Winston version with someone in the lineup? It feels pretty hard, but Crazy Raccoon have made it work, right? With some Brig target bans and some other stuff. Likewise, hold on, I'm going to need to crank the volume on this. Give me a sec. Hold on. We'll lock in for this game in a second. Let me just finish my thought. And sort the audio. Alright, game audio volume okay for people? Maybe a little bit loud. Yeah, so do that. Lean into the Orisa, lean into the Malga. The hero they started on that Runasapi yesterday was actually, I think that was the correct hero. Try fucking forcing the Malga. Yeah, no Unter, unfortunately. I explain it all in my tweet if you're worrying about the whereabouts of Unter. Alright, should we lock in for this? We can talk, we've got a whole day to talk about this Falcon situation, so we can talk about it more afterwards. But alright, Onside Gaming, it's going to be a Brig ban, a Tracer ban coming out respectively for these two teams. A single trade as we start into it, but Irony has gone down, which is probably a more key part in reality. Because the attack take a more aggressive position, trying to clear out some of the space. They've got the first flip, and they've got Scala on the back foot as well. Remember, as much as we might have been obsessed with Falcons for the opening few minutes of this stream, this is a bottom of the table barn burner. Neither team has won a bloody game. Vesta are slightly ahead on math differential right now, but two teams are going to enter winless. One team is going to exit with a win. Onside Gaming, Vesta, I mean, it really could go either way. Onside Gaming have got the better of this early exchange. Kitsune Rush advantage is narrow for Wuchan, but it is there. Kilos are going to have a bowler very soon, though, as they walk into this one. They've retaken the high ground for now, Vesta. Attack is looking to mirror Nat, trying to find a target to get onto. Angle from May, but they're actually trying to put pressure onto Addo so far. He's been forced quite back. Attack tries to respond. He's going to get a load of bolts in the face. Now Zessen can keep swinging, but there is a Kitsune Rush available for both teams. Beat advantage for Opener. Keep your eyes on that one. Kitsune Rush has come through. Opener still has the beat, but beat comes through. Now Search does not have it yet, so lots of pressure onto Wuchan and the back line. No beat to get him out, and a faster beat from Opener has sealed the deal. And Onside Gaming going to take second fight in a row as well. Thank you, Aegis, for the 13 months. I didn't say he was going to have a bowler. Alright, so One opportunity left for Vesta on this retake. Searchers beat advantage. It's a relatively early beat, but they one-shot Irony. They are all over this Freya as well, and the beat push is good. The downpour from attack locks up a couple of people. We can find 1 kill as a result, but the beat push has done 2 severe damage to really be recoverable. And Vesta will get themselves back onto point here. Keep themselves in this university. Blade available for both. Downpour in the mix for Scarlet as well. Kilo has the bowler. So a few ways to interrupt both Genji's blades here. It's all going to come down to that. Blade early onto the Freya. Kilo has the bowler. Doesn't go for it though. Doesn't find the opportunities. Scarlet just gets a one and done. Now a big slice onto Irony, but not the final blow. 4v4 only as they come in. Blade advantage for Ado. He's going to pull it out now. Avoids this downpour. Suzu is going to be forced. Any TP available? No TP available for Wu-Chan. Ado confirms that 1 kill, but there's still trace happening everywhere else. Scarlet and has just gone and got another kill. Fighting is on all sides right now. A scrappy hazard Genji mirror. Now a dive onto the front line. Zetsun's going to kill attack. Rest of Vesta have a chance to flood on now. And onside, they have to slow it down, really. No great options here. They do have their support ults coming up. Irony is going to have that slightly quicker Kitsune rush, and Opener is still slightly ahead on this second beat as well. So support ult advantage will swing in Onside Gaming's favour very shortly. Vesta have a couple of choices now. Do they play to disengage this first support ult? Or do they just play to trade? Won't they do that? A wall and Kilo. Zetsun with the swing takes him out of the sky. A quick player advantage. Irony has the Kitsune rush if he wants to clutch, but he can't clutch. He can't drop it from that position. Now the chase is on. They want to hunt down this Genji, and all of a sudden we're coming down to fast fight, and Vesta have bought valuable time to get their support ults online. More pressure onto attack as he's forced to back jump, and Vesta are right back in this. Still a little bit of way to go for both Lucios to get beat, so keep your eyes on those ult charge. Attack's going to have a downpour to throw into the mix as well. Could be a big differential. Now swinging around the corner, Kitsune rush from Wu-Chan comes through. Trade will come through, beats are going to be exchanged as well. Downpour is available for attack as the aggression keeps coming through from Vesta. Attack throws it out, it's massive as well, but what a wall by Sungan! Saves everyone's life, so attack is locked up on there. The Kitsune rush on point to try and flip it. They are able to flip it, but now Vesta are right back on point. They've lost Wu-Chan in the running back and forth, but Scarlet gets the better of the Genji, and Onside Gaming, they have no choice but to take this next fight with 4. Opener is going in for the touch, but Scarlet is eliminating all of these players as they flood onto the point. Attack is going to be able to get one more touch, but Scarlet is looking for his next target. Sungan is going to ignore him as well, go forward. Attack is 1 HP on point. Scarlet will trade with the wall, but there's no more touches, and Vesta recover a 99% deficit to get themselves this first round on University. Just cheers, Rush. Tomofen is ahead by 15 seconds. That's why he's the GOAT. And that's why we are going through this rebuilding phase. Okay, scrappy, right, hazard, mirror. This downpour was so big. Oh, it's such a perfect wall by Sungan. Absolutely saved the day for him there. And this looks like it is, you know, I thought it might be a bit of a barn burner. A promising start for the Overwatch fans. It's going to be more Hazard, Kiri, Lucio coming through from this. Exchange onto the high ground, but it seems like Vesta got the better of that. Wall onto the jump pad. Counter wall comes through from Sungan, so he has to jump back. But Scarlet has caught Opener. As they go through these jump pads, Zesta's going to try and swing as well out there. And Vesta seem to have found their footing now in this mirror. A late trade is going to change the course of it as Sungan is all over the backline. Looking for a late kill here as well. Wall out behind, trying to connect to take aim bolt. Come on, Zessin. Nothing doing, but Vesta still get the first flip. Always so powerful in City Center because of how easy it is to contest for point. So a good start for Vesta. Slight support ult advantage as well for both of them in that, especially in terms of the beat because Opener died so early. Zessin now playing this right-hand side, but again, G is coming his direction. The whole team might be coming his direction, so he's going to back it up, play a more passive angle. The rest of Vesta are going to keep holding the choke. Vesta have taken a couple of angles now, got a bit of space to take this fight. Low HP Suzu is good from Wu-Chan, but now no Suzu. Next dive is going to be scary, and look at Kilo's really committed. The bowler's even been thrown out as well. Going to be forced back. Wu-Chan getting ever closer to this Kitsune rush, and Vesta seem happy just to slow down the game until they get that. Have to be ready to disengage at Onside Gaming, and Opener caught again early on in this fight. disaster for him now as well. Wuchan's going to drop a Kitsune Rush. He dies as he casts it, though, so they are without him, and Irony nearly has one back. So actually, this trade is huge from attack. They can get right back in here. Irony drops a Kitsune Rush. Now it's Vestra on the back foot. They have to beat. Opener doesn't have the beat to match. They are trying to find kills in this beat. Find kills, they do. One onto Addo. Not over yet. Onside Gaming still have a significant presence on this point. Opener's back. A Bola onto attack. More pressure. A Suzu onto him as well. A lot of the defensive tools used now. And Zessen wants to take this duel. Can't find any bolts yet. There's a headshot. Forces it back. Does win the duel eventually. Will get traded. Will get traded, and that's a tank down as well, so attack can take over if he can live the blade through from Scarlet all over Opener. He gets the beat off, though. He will survive all these slashes a boop away to keep himself alive. But Vesta still have control of a point. They're going to get Sunghan back with a downpour soon. Scarlet's getting full pocket on the high ground, and you see how difficult it is to flip. They eventually get it over the line here, the Sunghan kill being the key ingredient. But Opener's dead again! Oh, OP. Not like this. Onside Gaming have the downpour, as does Sunghan. It's going to be a trade of these. Wall off onto the heels. Trying to catch the Genji. Suzu has been used. The Genji is locked up. Good downpour from Sunghan. Lucio was also caught. So actually, both downpours finding significant value. It's going to be a messy trade. Kilo gets a late one with that Bola. Remember, again, in these messy trades, the team that holds the point is going to come out on top. And this time, that is, of course, Onside Gaming. Bola coming back now for Zessen for this retake. Kitsune Rushes will be coming up partway through this fight. Big one to keep your eyes on, though. Addo with this blade. Difficult comp to blade into. The hazard can disrupt you. The Freya can be hard to reach. There's a boot, there's a Suzu, there's a TP. He's going to drop it onto the Genji here. I think they force the deflect, chasing that kill. No, he still has the deflect. Wuchan TP's in, but boot back away, and Addo can't. He just killed Sunghan. They all piled on to save it, but Addo got enough damage out that they can turn that kill. Just about works out. Wasn't the prettiest one from Addo, but gets it done. And is Zessen behind right now? I think Zessen is deep behind, so Onside Gaming, they're threatening to go forward, but there's no one quite there for them to punish. Now it's going to be a Kitsune Rush trait on point. Vesta with significant ult advantage in the form of Search's B. Going to be hard for Onside Gaming to weather this storm. Kitsune Rush trait on point. Search looking for this B opportunity. Beat comes down, catches all 5 players. Now the push onto Irony and Opener. Both backlines will fall, and the retake is looking good now. Chase down, take aim bolt back into Kilo's face. Vesta crew get themselves back in control of this point. And once again, it is in the balance. No ult really to speak of. Downpours up mid-fight. Scarlet's going to get that blade partway through as well. And you can see Zessen playing this early angle, looking for these take-aim bolts on the walk up here. 2 will do it. Doesn't find all that much, and they will be able to get to a point here. It's going to be Addo to get the first touch. Going to have his deflect force, and Open's taking a lot of damage here. He's not just having his deflect force, he's just dead. The Genji Lucio group is going to fall, and that's just going to be it. Scarlet's going to drop a blade. There's not too many people for him to shoot at. They're all kind of just falling over. Attack is the last one to be able to touch. Nearly has a downpour, but he has to do it all himself. He's climbing over the dildo. He's giving him the slip. He's hiding inside. He's got that downpour. He's buying valuable time. Downpour comes out. Wall is fair. He gets the lockup. He dies for it, though. He's bought time for this Lucio Genji to come back, but now Opener is under intense pressure. Going to be another death for Opener in this one. Addo was back on Sombra. Not enough. And Vesta, they take the first round. Well, they take the first round. They take the second round. They take the first map. Alright, people weren't believing in Vesta. Honestly, I made Vesta slight favourites for this. Thank you, Trash Fuji. I speak Korean? Yeah, did you not see my tweet, Nico? I think that was, you know, I'm pretty confident I said all of that stuff in Korean correctly. I see the Gaga. I feel like we got some Unter refugees in the house. Thank you, Sefu, yeah. Well regarded in the translation community, I am. I was going to say Onside is underperforming, but with their roster, yeah, OWCS sounds right. Is Yaki glazing allowed here? Yes, as part of a restructuring. We've actually reviewed a lot of our policies, but unfortunately the Yaki glazing is still on the no-no list. Where's Unter? He had plans today. Between focusing on the team and everything else, there's a lot going on for Unter right now, so the team takes priority. SSG. For the badge. He's got a goon. Yeah, something like that. Is Zero a system player? We all know Zero's a system player. He's seen the other men. When you have to share your co-streamer with a team of 5 children. So what's the deal with Onside Gaming? When the match starts, their opener is always weak. Then their following attack never gets old. Their following attack never gets anything done. It's like they have a kilo of sand weighing them down. Oh, the irony. At least they try to achieve something. Addo. There's been a few of these type of copy passes going around. Addo. Zeta versus AG, who wins? I think Zeta wins. I was really low on Zeta at the start. I was worried Alpha E would be, well, a bag of sand weighing him down, but he actually looks really good for it. Five-0 greater than 4-0. It's hard to argue with that math, unfortunately, but I'm conflicting the mathematicians here. How's Irony looking? Is he another Vigi or is he just bad? I think he's just kind of mid, like a low end of OWCS Korea player. Kind of not too much to it, but not the sort of player I guess you'd really want to spend your import slot on. Probably a fair point. Counterpoint, you're only high on Zeta because they beat Falcons. It's possible Falcons are just even worse than Zeta, who are still bad. Yeah, I feel like I'm a big believer in the eye test. Even as someone who spent so much of his coaching career being heavily involved in the data side of things. I'm actually just a big believer in the eye test. And I feel like Zeta's eye test, I mean, AG's eye test is also good, but I feel like Zeta passed the eye test. Yeah, Irony was on Yeti. He was cut when they became Fnatic. But Izzyaki and Lee Jae-gon, him and Bliss were both cut for that. Yeah, so I never felt Irony was actually good on Yeti. It really felt like a very much a classic. It's the Donghack show type of team. He was better than Izzyaki? I don't know. No, Izzyaki was better. I mean, they both played pretty poorly for their respective teams, but I think Izzyaki was better. I think either way, what you get with that situation when you compare, say, I'm trying to think who was on a team. When you compare like that Yeti team when it was like Donghack, Checkmate, and Knife, right, playing Hitscan for the most part, and then you compare the backline, feels like the backline's much weaker. Bliss was fine. Bliss was okay. Like Bliss was the better half of it, but it didn't match up to it, right? We saw T1 have the same kind of problem in stage 1 of current year when they actually looked really good, but the backline was quite weak. You know, Donghack and Proud were still doing the normal stuff. But, yeah, the backline will hold you back, right? I think it's a big part of the reason Crazy Raccoon and Falcons, well, maybe until recently, are normally so far ahead of these other teams, or stay ahead, is that backline gap. Because Shu Churong or Shu Churong or Chio Fielder, I think just gap a lot of people. Shame we didn't record on Uncoachable for Falcon stuff. It's 5-man roster theory all over. Yeah, I don't know, Chrissy. It feels like, I mean, you're right, but it feels like such a wild decision. I feel like for the most part, they just need to stop playing Hazard. Like, just stop taking these matchups where both their tanks get outmatched by any of the other decent teams in Korea. And then everything probably feels a little bit better. I feel like some of it is just setting the players up to fail with these comps. We will not beat Twisted today. That's not the spirit, Chris. Can we get a boost for Chris here? We need to boost his self-esteem. CS went through all the 6-man roster stuff like years ago. I conclude truly nothing ever happened. Tomorrow they're in trouble? Wait, when is your match? Was this a bit? Fuck's sake, when's your match? Yeah, your match is tomorrow, you dick. Alright, you got us. You got us. Didn't even need for boosts. He's just baited some boosts out of us here. Four bangers today in EU? Honestly, if you are here today, I implore you, do not go anywhere. Because we have a day of Overwatch. We are getting the two... Oh, win of Preds. Good shout, Westy. Map 2. We are getting a hell of a Saturday. So we're starting with the two winless teams in Korea. We are one map into that right now, and it feels pretty tight between them. Only one team can emerge with their first victory of the stage. Then we get T1 versus Zeta. Speaks for itself, and that's going to be a good game, right? And then we get Old Ocean versus Falcons. Two teams on opposite trajectories. Falcons, obviously, just after this big announcement as well, so we know what lineup we're getting at least. So many eyes, so much scrutiny on that Falcons game. So that's great, right? Then we'll take a bit of a break. We'll go over to EMEA. Then in EMEA, we get Virtus Pro versus Alcacia, an absolute classic EMEA matchup this year. Then we get Genji versus Peps, and maybe they're already in a crisis, but if Genji lose to Peps, fuck me, it is an absolute shambles. It's a huge crisis. I think it is. It's honestly, it's like a relegation situation for Genji. It's a relegation scrap for Genji, which is an outrageous thing to say. 3 weeks into stage 2. And then North America, let me remember these right. We have GK versus SSG. Again, two of the top teams in North America. Excited to see that. SSG's final game of the regular season actually against one of the big teams, so it had a very front-loaded Canada. And then we get Team Liquid versus Nightmare. Two teams that look pretty good in stage 2. So what a day of Overwatch. But let's not worry about the future. Let's live in the moment. Let's live in the present. Because Zlim has come in right now. Am I saying that right? Zlim? I'm going to go with Zlim. A young player on Vesta. First I'm really seeing of him. I missed him. I think he played in week 1, but I missed him. He's going to be playing Winston here, but Winston Colosseo feels like a pretty hot take. Vesta actually banned the hazard out, presumably to, one, take the hazard away, but also protect for Winston. But Onside, let's shift over onto the Orisa version here. So we've seen over the last couple of weeks that Winston gets increasingly more difficult, both against hazard, both against Orisa. Nobody tell Chrissy. That's all for Prez. We're good. Alright, the initial first fight here. In general, this corridor fight is going to be very hard for Winston. Case in point, Zib has been spun back in, zoned out, and he will be on the back foot here. You'd expect Vesta, if they're going to invest into like a Winston comp here. I don't know if it feels like you really need an Ana or something to kind of disrupt a little bit more. Give you a bit more of a win condition in the neutrals, give you a more powerful ult turn. Instead, we just feel like Zlim is going to get bullied around a lot during this. And Onside Gaming are making significant progress already. Colosseum is a hard map to attack. No max today, Chrissy, no. See my tweet about it, explains the situation. Addo's going to die early though, so that's going to put an end to a lot of Onside Gaming's progress. We're going to try and gain a few more meters, but Zlim is there, forcing them back. A trade, so it's a 4v4. Onside Gaming choosing to slow it down. Instead, play for this corridor fight again. Their comp is very strong here. And they're going to have a pretty healthy ult bank to back this up, right? The Ray is going to be there to match this Kitsune Rush. They're going to have an EMP, Bowler, Rally, all mid-fight as well. Which means even with this Kitsune Rush, Vesta's abilities to actually truly be aggressive is going to be difficult. Attack is just going to face tank it for now, but Ray comes through, and Vesta are going to have to disengage that one. So they're trying to do a 1-for-1 trade, but trade for slightly lower value Kitsune Rush, for slightly higher value Ray. But there's more ults to come. Very low HP. Vesta are on the back foot. Bowler out for the chase. It's a huge Bowler. It's a 3k for Kilo with that one. The entire backline dies. Opener popped for Rally as well, which really sort of undercuts the Bowler value we just got. But it's still going to be checkpoint. It's still going to be significant progress for Onside Gaming. But a huge Bowler from Kilo, very much on the front foot. And the Winston continues to struggle in Korea. Zlim's going to dive now, but he doesn't get anywhere near the backline. The EMP onto the Winston now as well. Beat from Search to save him, and they'll pile onto Kilo at the same time. Zessen found a Bowler timing on Addo during all of that. So the beat counters out the EMP. And they are able to turn this fight. I think they had a rally or something. Late trade onto Zin for what it's worth. Not all that much. But Onside Gaming will be happy with that progress. Major marker already early on in this Coliseum. Now Vesta have their next wave of ultimates coming up. The EMP and the Primal. No response really. Onside Gaming have the Terror Surge. Terror Surge not always the greatest defensive tool against some of these. The Primal can just go past it. The EMP can just hit other people. Scarlet's getting a bit of pressure on the side here around the fountain, but Zessen's want to duel up in main, so free progress for Vesta. They're enjoying this a lot. Eyes on Scarlet to try and set this EMP. Will hit the virus on his Sombra counterpart. Now the EMP just onto the front line. Attack is going to get his heals bubbled off as well. Packs from the high ground aren't enough from opener. And now the chase is very much on. Clean fight here. They probably would have liked to get a few more kills out of that. Stagger them out a bit more. Instead, they're still going to be stuck a little bit on the low ground. Zessen trying to shoot his way up. But Addo's inexplicably held in this high ground kind of by himself. There's pressure now onto Kilo, who's forced him into a dangerous position, but there was no one else peeking at the same time. No follow-up damage. Now we're going to have to rely on this Primal. More damage, more pressure onto the Freya. Bowler comes out from Zlim. Backline is getting taken for a ride here by Zlim. Very much a young Winston player, a Korean classic. He's going to get his one, get back out. Looking for a boop in if he can, but just a bubble off onto the heels. More damage onto attack. Calls him back. Kitsune Rush to chase is good, and Vesta are actually swinging back so hard right now. They've played their ults all very well. They're finding kills. Not loads of kills, not team wipes, not a 3k Bowler, but they're finding kills. They get themselves checkpoint. And now leaders in the balance as well. Onside Gaming are coming up to their next wave of ultimates. Double support ult, Terror Surge Bowler combo, even an EMP. So it's their chance to snowball as well. Hat comes through onto Search. That's going to get bubbled off by Zlim. Zessin wins the duel with Kilo again. Zlim's going to jump away from this one as well. Terror Surge catches free. Big damage onto Zlim as well. Suzu saves Zlim for now, but Search wasn't so fortunate. They're going to disengage, get back out. They're trying to tip-tap the cart. Zlim is on the back line, but no heals, no support, just a health pack to play with. And they will get cleaned up, and that's a very efficient fight for Onside Gaming. They had all 5 ults if they needed them, but getting it for just the Terror Surge. Now they've got their ult advantage. They technically have the lead by 33 centimeters, but they can really put some significant distance on the cart here. If I'm Vesta, difficult, right? I've got no ultimates. The key here, the way push works, if I can find trades in these fights, even if Onside Gaming keep winning and keep converting the ult advantage, I can stop them getting significant progress. But here's the EMP turn. They're going to go in. Rally comes out to deal with that, and the EMP Rally makes a very quick work of that dive. Looking for some late kills here. The virus is good. Search is going to have a hard time getting out as well. Yeah. Clean up for Addo and attack. They'll be sent all the way back. And now gaining meters Onside Gaming. They have the rate in this one as well. Vesta don't quite have their ults yet, so they still need to play a little bit slow. Scarlet cloaking up. Attack charges that spear, looking for it. Kilo is in the sky, trying to find this angle over the rooftop. Now the ray comes through, and Vesta are going to be forced to concede a little bit of space. Pressure onto the back line. They've lost Scarlet as well. That was nearly their EMP up as well. Kilo was pushed in for this kill onto the Freya. Everyone is low HP in front of him as well. So more cleanup for him. Trying to get back into spawn. Will get back into spawn. But now Vesta in a great, Onside Gaming in a great position. They've used all of their ults, right? So again, we're getting this sort of like seesaw effect where Onside Gaming are getting a turn to use their ults and get some progress. Then they're in a bit of an ult hole, and now Vesta have their turn with the ults. And EMP in spawn catches 4 people. They lose 1 but kill 2. You do the math, that's slightly positive, but actually they've lost another one. Zestin is stealing the payload here, but they've died in spawn. Zestin now has, I think it's like a 1v3. Sombra's going to try and hunt him down. Addo really keen to go get this kill. Zestin's going to try and hold his own, but he's fighting both DPS. The uncloak from Addo will finish the job. They did lose their tank in all of that, though, so Onside Gaming will probably still have to concede some space, regroup in the tunnel. Vesta, though, they have big ultimates to snowball here. They've got that double support ult. They've got the Primal. Just need to watch out for this Addo EMP. He's been targeting the Winston a lot with it. They can really burst him down. Attack's taking a lot of initial damage as they come through here. Beat comes through the EMP. The beat goes through from Search, though. So completely countered out there. Scary one. Search was swinging the corner into that EMP. Reckless or genius? You decide. Bowler to finish off Irony as well, as this rally from Opener is trying to find some time. But they're getting primaled into a corner. Limited healing available now. Opener's going to be separated a little bit. But Juno's flying around. Onside Gaming, they are spread out. Just trying to scrap this one. Okay, and that's a big break for Vesta, because that was a scary ass beat, honestly. Outrageous from Search. But if it works, eh? Can't argue with the result. 2 minutes left on the clock, and Vesta still have this Kitsune Rush to go forward with. But they've traded ults quite effectively there on Onside Gaming, so they should have this raid very quickly to match this Kitsune Rush. Bowler opportunity for Kilo over the rooftop as well. Taking these long-range duels. Here's the Kitsune Rush. No raid just yet, so Attack has to be careful. He's low HP. They really want this Attack kill. More pressure onto him as the full pocket comes through. Attack has managed to D-peek into the corner. Trying to speedring him out of there as well. Attack has survived all of this. Now they have the raid to push back with. Onside Gaming have a perfect ult to defend their lead. Vesta don't have a lot of hope here. They're trying to keep the payload contested. Attack is still half HP. Zessin's looking for a trade here. Take aim bolt onto the Juno, but Irony will get this Ray off. Now they're pushing onto the Winston. The chase is on. Opener's going underneath. A TP and a Suzu. Now Opener is still chasing. We'll be able to clean up 2 of these players, and the Ray is converted there from Vesta. 1 minute left on the clock. Not a lot to play for. 20-odd meters still in it. Scarlet's going to have this EMP coming back. Onside Gaming, though, they have the lead. Just need to trade it out. Trades will be crushing. EMP comes through, kills Opener straight away. 1-for-1 trade only. Scarlet's traded back. They need more out of these EMPs. It's kind of been a similar story for Vesta. They're winning their ult fights, but they're not getting these big team wipes out of it. And a 1-for-1 trade there will get them really not too much progress at all. Gonna keep anchoring the cart, looking for the duel here. One take aim bolt lands, but Zessin can't find the follow-up. Now the full pocket is coming, and Kilo's gonna respond. Suzu'd out of that one, so the bowler is survived by Zessin. Kilo's going to keep peeking now. Attack has the Terror Surge. Beat available. Primal available for Zlin. It's not a great jump. He has to defensively bubble. He primals as well. Beat goes off as that Terror Surge comes through. Scarlet's going to fall. Need for Primal to get something going. Opener is in a corner with this rally. He's going to try and get out of it. He's getting booped all around, but the Juno Brick are surviving this. And all the while, they're finding other kills. Kitsune Rush from Wuchan to try and clean up, but they're all so low. Kilo's done so much damage, and this should just be the end here. Onside Gaming should be straight back in it. And another nail in the Winston coffin as Onside Gaming tie up the series 1-1. What does Avil Theory say about this situation? Well, both teams have 100 meters, so both teams are guaranteed to win. Alright, so Onside Gaming right back in it. Not the greatest showing from Zlim. Oh, Chris offered to join me? Yeah. Are you still here, Chrissy? Sorry, I was in the zone, you know. I'll message him. Yeah, I can't believe I don't know Chrissy. How rude of me. Well, technically, Avril said there's got to be a 50-meter lead for the team, so there's more conditions. There's more conditions for Avril Theory about how big the lead needs to be converted. Oh, super slow-mo of this bowler. What I wanted today. Yeah, I mean, he's got a lot of stuff on with the team, and I don't think he's been sleeping that well lately. So just prioritizing the team, getting some well-earned rest. Never seen more obvious bait, Primal. Bench Hunter for Chris is part of a rebuild and restructuring.
그래 하나 주지.
아니 하동이 거 왔다가 봐주니까 데미지가 안 들어오는 거 같네.
예? 예?
잘했어 잘했어.
그건 좀.
아니 진짜 아니 데미지.
I feel like Chrissy's also gone now as well, so we've actually missed the Chris window. He's sulking. You know what my mate did to me yesterday? Right, so I'm in the suit store. I'm getting the shirts changed because I want some slightly different shirts, mainly to do with the fit of how the cufflinks fit. So I'm looking at some new shirts. I'm messaging my groomsman and best man WhatsApp group, like, what do you think of these shirts? I'm in the store right now. I'm talking to the staff, you know, like trying to get like, give me your quick opinions. And then yesterday, the day before, my mate had asked one of my other mates what if he was going to be watching the cricket, and the other mate never responded. So my mate, while I'm in the store trying to figure this out, was like, I'm not responding until Toby responds about the cricket. I was like, for fuck, I'm in the store now, guys. Come on, dickheads. So I made an executive decision and just got the shirts I wanted and got them all swapped over. Hey, Nuclear. How's a part of a responsibility? Yeah, well, I think a big part of the farm is obviously it requires requires a lot of early starts as well. What are the odds Oldo should take a map of Falcons? I don't know. I just this series feels really scary. Really scary for Falcons all of a sudden. Maybe 9k was right though, it'll be redemption. Maybe. But it feels scary. What's for Chris Cope third time? He'll be alright. He'll be alright. He'll win TM on Sunday, and then there'll be no need for Cope at all. It'll just be glory. Alright, Chrissy's on his way as well. Someone Coopin Hambin wasn't on the bingo sheet. Oh, nice. The mods are locking in, because I was not. Circuit Royale our next map. What's something I've done that my parents don't know about? I mean, probably the stream, honestly. I feel like they really have no clue what I actually do. It's maybe not the answer you were looking for, but yeah. Yeah, sorry, I missed out on YouTube chat. Talking about, yeah, Vesta are sponsored by Sung-An. Yeah, I don't add, sorry, Sung-Nam. Still mogging my architect uncle. Him and his, oh, an architecture firm. Grow up, uncle. Oh, look who it is.
Look who finally showed up to work.
This is a big part of the rebuilding and restructuring that we're going through here.
Upgrade theory.
Upgrade. I'm actually shocked you're not at tennis at this time. Nearly 10 AM, mate.
Yeah, I think if I go today, I need to go at 12:30 if I'm doing tennis today. But someone told me on their stream that today is the greatest day of Overwatch history ever or something. So it's like,
Yeah, that's it's a little bit of paraphrasing, but that was the gist, yeah.
I might skip out. We'll see.
Right, you're in for the big one, which is the two bottom teams of Korea fighting not to be winless.
Is it 1-1 or 2-1?
It's 1-1 right now, yeah, and also
So it is a dogfight.
yeah, the Korea format as well is the top 4 teams go through to a seeding tournament, 5th to 8th go to the last chance qualifier, and 9th is actually just dead. They've made the group big enough so they can literally kill someone out of the group stage.
That's good.
Probably the loser of this game. You got us. Everyone wants the Falcons take, Chris. Have you got a interpretation?
No, I knew it. I knew it exactly as I have it. And I thought the two signings they make, they don't cover a big enough hero pool to feel like it really adds to what they're trying to do,
roles.
right? Yeah, and all you do is you just create insane internal headaches about rosters on maps. Like, how do you make the decision to bench between Proper and Stalker? Like, it's such a slight difference that
It's like
results in
arbitrary,
giving,
really.
yeah, and it ends up giving your best players 50% less time playing Overwatch. You know, and all of a sudden that ramification, and not to mention all of the fucking headaches over, like, you start to give people pity maps, or it makes your job so much more difficult than it needed to be.
All the maps as well end up feeling higher pressure for the players too. Like the fact that someone comes in and ends up with this worse win rate, it actually just feels horrendous for him. And now all of a sudden there's like more pressure on every map he plays. Whereas if you're just the guy, you're just sort of in it as a team. How do you want to do this then? So you want me to cast and you just come in between?
Mate, I'm just here mainly for the between the maps, okay? You just do the casting.
You're the desk, mate.
Yeah.
Alright, I can get behind this restructuring. Alright, press are closed, locking in. Circa Royale the choice for Vesta here to try and recover this one. Zlim is back out of the lineup, Sung An is in. We've had a Sigma ban come through from Onside Gaming. So Attack not wanting to take that one, forcing this Orisa Mirror instead, but it's an early duel win for Zessin. There is a Mercy pocket going on for Opener, so Kilo's going to get his second crack at it right now. We've seen the Mercy increasingly on this Circuit Royale attack here. I think mainly just because there's sort of limited options, and maybe you would rather a Zen or an Illari or something like that, but sometimes you got more of a Mercy player. Now swinging on to Wuchan. Lots of damage there, and Attack's actually going to finish the kill. Kilo with these big damage-boosted bolt swings as well. Ice out of ice blocks. That should be another kill there. They've lost their tank, but they should have enough firepower in this damage-boosted Freya just to try and take over a little bit here. No, they've lost their Mercy. Good spear from Songan. Now straight back in it, and actually Songan will just be able to anchor it now. He's still getting scrapped by a lot of the Onside Gaming players, but they really need to wait for Attack to be back. They're gaining a few meters, but only inches. Going to come down to this next ult bank. Going to be right up for both teams. Obviously, Wuchan's going to have the ability with the nade to interrupt that, and Nano partway through, and Songan has the quicker Terror Surge as a result. Will be another neutral here. Opener Niddy has the Valk, which will be probably most likely cosmetic as his big ult trade comes through. Rays come in. Bowler over the top. Onto Addo. Deletes that one. The torpedo swing is good as well. But Mercy can't do anything against all of that. And that Ray trade goes insanely in Onside Gaming's favour. Mainly thanks to that bowler gap, really. Zestin threw his in as well, but didn't seem to find anywhere near as much value. Now, Nano Terror Surge, an option here for Wuchan. They're going to have the Blizzard as well, and it's starting to look very good for Vesta on this hold. Irony is going to go over onto the Illari and Opener onto the Juno here. Terror Surge Blade is the combo Onside Gaming have, but Vesta should be able to space around this quite well. Scarlet has the Ice Block as that Blade comes in. The Terror Surge can disrupt a defensive Nano. Lots of good tools to deal with this combo from Onside Gaming. Should be a strong hold. Nade comes through, but Nade is eaten. Bit of a waste there from Wuchan. Scarlet is in the corner, has to Ice Block early. Chance to punish with Terror Surge if Attack wants it. But Nano comes into Sung and first, though. But Attack has... Oh, he's just deleted, actually. Zessin was back on Widow high ground. They all sort of deep-peeked that Nano at the same time, and it just left Attack completely isolated in the front. So despite wasting that nade, the Nano turn, a good spear into the air, and Sung will finish that one off as well. They've caught Irony late too. 1 minute left on the clock, and Onside Gaming are looking for a full hold. What a spear to save Zessin there, because Zessin was absolutely clueless. There was a Genji in his face about to one-shot him. But Sungan, he can do it all. He can spear going forward, he can spear going back. And now Terra Surge and Blizzard to finish this versus a Terra Surge Blade. Still a very good situation. Wu-Chan is hiding early for a nade. No eyes, it seems, on them. They have eyes now. They find him, but he's got the Freya. He slept the Blade as well. Outrageous from Wu-Chan. Zessin to execute that one. Terra Surge was dropped in all of that as well, but this combo goes nowhere for Onside Gaming. Huge play from Wu-Chan. Don't think they needed to play for that insane clutch. I think they had the ults to be okay, but Wu-Chan just catches them off guard. Now we're in a great situation. They lose Zessin a little bit late, but Zessin will be back on that high ground come this final fight. They just need to make sure they get Scarlet out here. Pocketed by Sungan. Now they have Blizzard and Ray for this final fight. Nearly a Captive Sun in play as well. That's maybe the clutch factor for Onside Gaming to save this one. Bowler in the back. Lots of pressure onto Wu-Chan. Ray is going to come out. Sungan really needs that healing, but Blizzard is out as well. Can't see what we're freezing. Doesn't look like a whole lot of anything. Captive Sun is out as well. Does lead to only getting 1 kill and importantly living. Player advantage now for Onside Gaming and a chance. They have openers Ray ready to go as well. Might not even need it. Wu-Chan finds 1 trade. They're going to nano Sungan as well. He goes for the hero spear onto opener, but he can't land it. He's going to keep a point contested, but he is completely outmanned, outgunned. And Onside Gaming, 11th hour, they get it over the line. Really, Irony clutched a lot of that because they managed to kite the Blizzard, so poor Blizzard from Scarlet. But Irony managed to find that kill onto the hit scan, get the trade. So important. Blizzard was jacked by spear. Okay, thanks chat. That explains why it looked like no one was freezing then. Gonna stick onto the Mei for now. Best to keep in their sort of more curveball version of this. Ray and Terra Surge available for Onside Gaming. Big combo for the snowball here. And if you nail this combo on Circle Royale, they can really make up a lot of the time they lost on first. Vestra are going to be awfully short. If anything, you need heroics here from Zessin or Wu-Chan, but for now, Vestra are just trying to play it slow, but they're still so far from these ultimates. The Ray comes through, but they've lost Addo early. The Bowler over the top doesn't kill anyone but zones the backline, but they can't find any kills with this Ray push. It was awfully early from opener. Still trying to push his Freya. Kilo at least gets that one. Terra Surge into the back, but where are we going? Attack! Reminds me of Hunter's analysis video about attack, about just pushing out of these backlines line of sight. He's done the same thing here. Onside Gaming still have a lot of angles and they're still pressuring Sungan, but Sungan can just play slow, play for a contest once it comes to checkpoint. He's got the full pocket. Terra Surge if he really needs it. Nano's going to come through first. Now he can clear the path. Doesn't get all that much, but he does stabilize for the cost of a Nano. Attack is back on D.Va as well. Captive Sun comes through, connects onto the backline, gets 1, gets 2, clean from Irony. The Captive Sun's been saving this a lot, so I'm going to still found trades on point, so not out of the woods yet. There's for Terra Surge, dies for it though. Blizzard is going to get eaten. Scarlet is having absolutely no luck at all with these Blizzards. Baby D.Va to finish the job. Onside Gaming have capped second. And Onside Gaming clutching their way through this one. Blizzard cancels, Blizzard eats, Captive Suns finding big value, and they find themselves with 2 minutes on third point. Onside Gaming have the opts to snowball if they want as well. EMP onto the high ground of potential, but really, with this first part of Circuit Royale, it's so easy for the attackers to get free push. They can force Vesta to come to them if they want. They've used this wall already, a bit of a sleep, doesn't find all that much, but now they have to push into this EMP. There's the EMP outside, actually. Gonna walk in, Sungan taking so much damage. Only a 1-for-1 trade. Attack has the angle on Sungan though. Payload has been moving this entire time as well, remember. They can't retake through here. Sungan's gonna try and boot in, but D.Va has caught attack for now. He's gonna try and get out full pocket, full matrix. Bowler to chase the kill. Gets for D-Mech. Sungan looking for the baby now as well. Payload was still moving forward this entire time. They'll finally come and clean up this baby. Force the rest of the team back. They stabilize, but only at the final corner. Onside Gaming going to have another pretty good attack at this. But now, at least Vesta Crew, they've bought themselves enough time to have these support ults. Array and Nano, a chance to hold on. Onside Gaming going to have to rely a little bit on their Bowler or on their Alari here, really. If Opening get the Ray, they can at least take the fight on point. But again, the Ray trade is always a bit easier for the team with the Ana. Way more ways to win that. Sungan is trying to clear coast a little bit. You can see attackers are threatening the backline. He's got himself into a strong position with Irony. He's going to take this duel with a Freya, but takes a take aim bolt straight away. There's an Orisa behind him as well. Irony's in all sorts of trouble. He has to commit deeper to try and get out of this one. They forced the ice block. They've lost Irony. Now the freeze comes through. Attack goes down. It's a quick reset angle now for Onside Gaming. Maybe not. Addo's going to find 2 kills. Is shut down now, maybe? Just about. No, he's still coming. Take aim bolts are good. Zessin hold it on, but no, Addo will finish that kill. Manages to trade for Baby at least, and trades will favour the defender, so 20 seconds left. They can get a bit of an easier walk up, but Vesta didn't actually use any ults in that, so the ult bank is still good for Vesta. Onside Gaming do have more of their ults as well, and we're going to get up to another Captive Sun time in for Irony. He saved him on the first couple of points, going to need to try and do the same here. Ray trade on point, but it's a Nano comes through first. Onto Zessin, actually, who pushes in so aggressively, but can't find any kills. Bowler was eaten from Kilo coming out to Nat as well. Now the trade on point. Captive Sun out from Irony. Finds Wu Chan in the back. Self-destruct's going out for the remake. Ray trade coming through. Blizzard is available for Scarlet again. Will he be able to get his first Blizzard off of the round? He drops the Blizzard. This one is out. This one is on point. Attack is going to freeze up. Eventually, the ults get him over the line for Vesta here. But really, considering how strong that defense was at the start, you felt they would have got more. Not quite out of it yet. They're struggling to clean up a few of things. It's only a Baby Diva and a Tracer, though, and they do eventually get the boop off point from Sungan. But Onside Gaming probably got more out of that than they were expecting. Over to the desk.
What a round. What a round that I was watching on my second monitor. Barely.
I saw you launch Overwatch. Are you preparing VOD at the same time?
Yes. I thought the I thought the replay bug was fixed. I had a whole day yesterday without it happening a single time. Unbelievable from Blizzard Entertainment to just show complete and utter disregard for the coaches of the world.
No respect.
Alright, here's what happens. Vesta are absolutely going to dominate this map. This is a classic Chris theory, okay? A lot of the time, you'll see a team get to 2 points and almost cap the map, and you'll say, well, you know what, this is quite an even round. But if we just look at the Moneyball theory, this is one of my current theories I'm running, by the way. I'll explain it more at some point. Moneyball theory, okay? But if we just look at Moneyball theory, the actual data, it just says they won 2 fights with clutch overtime things, which means that Vesta are clearly the better team in this map, and we will see a Vesta win quite comfortably.
So the idea is that actually, even though it felt pretty even, actually, if you look at the fight win percentage,
you press
it'll
tab,
be like...
You press tab, the KDs are not even at all, you know?
Yeah. A classic Moneyball situation.
Yeah, classic MBT. Back to the cast.
Vesta are going to be rolling out with a very similar looking comp leaning into the Ana May as well. So we saw a little bit on the defense when they have these ults available. Very big chance to snowball that. Better on the attack as well, because you can just save up for important combos to win the key fights. Worth noting, Addo is actually going to start on the May here as well, taking that mirror. For now, though, slow and pokey, and Keenan Zessin was trapped on the rooftop, so Kilo's going to win that duel. Pushing for more now. Couple of take aims. Only one lands, though, actually, onto the Juno, so the Juno lives for now. But now, Kilo's got a bit more space to work with. Doesn't have to worry about the enemy Freya. So all this damage, this Maywall, it's going to be pounding into the backline here. Vesta are very much trapped. Not dead yet. Spear into Sungan's face through and all of it. But Freya is now back in main. Zessin trying to relieve some of that pressure. Onside Gaming have survived this initial damage, but Kilo is going to be very close to a blowout as a result. Nade now onto Addo to try and force this ice block. A defensive wall, though. Calling out an elevator wall. Trademark backbone. Now swinging round with all of that one. Counter spin comes out, trying to hold for space. They have got a deeper angle for Scarlet on the side, but Addo is moving over to match that now. They need to help it out because they're all juking. Bowler in main as well. Sungan has eaten that one, though. Now the trade comes through. Looking for a nano timing. It's a nano onto the May, and this damage is going to go right through it. Just walking into Aris's face. Deletes them there on Scarlet. Really interesting use of a nano here onto him. They do lose Scarlet late, and again, the shooting gallery nature of Onside Gaming's comp is causing them a lot of problems, and Nade comes through to finish off Irony. And Sungan is still stabilizing, but he is very much getting spit roasted right now. Addo on one side and Opener on the other. He's going to try and get out of that, and he's actually wriggled his way out of a spit roast. Normally quite a tricky position to get yourself out of, but no problem at all for Sungan, who manages to regroup with the team. Now Captive Sun for Irony. Don't question mark me. Ray available for search. Opener is just behind. There's a Captive Sun in all of this, and the Blizzard as well. Terror Surge combos for these raids as well, so expect a big fight. Blizzard could be the difference maker. Now the Blizzard comes through onto the front line. Addo has had his Ice Block force. He's going to have a hard time out of it. The Captain Sun relieves some pressure, and Sungan has eaten Addo's Blizzard actually as well, so the Blizzard trade massively in Scarlet's favor for a rare chance, but Irony finds another good trade. Now spinning forward. Terror Surge available for Sungan late in this fight. Irony has found 2 kills again. Sungan still trading. Terror Surge available. There is an Anna with him still as well. He's going to try and body block this Orisa. Attack's going to try and spin himself out of trouble, but he's speared back in. Nate comes through. They can attack. They can keep pressuring the payload right now. Onside Gaming, they're going to have to contest with characters they don't really want to contest, but what a kill from Addo. The Sombra swap, they weren't ready for it. He trades for Anna. He trades for the Orisa as well, saving the defense here. And MBT seems to be in shambles as Vesta only have a single minute on the clock. They do have a Nano and a Terror Surge to do it with. They've got a Genji swap coming through as well from Scarlet. Not a whole lot from Onside Gaming. Kilo's hit a few big bowlers in all of this. We're really going to have to rely on that. Swing in the corner, take aim shot, forces Zessen to BP. Vesta seems to want to have this Nano before they invest in. Might just be a Nano Terror Surge combo. Looking for their timing. Addo's close on the other side. The Nano comes through. It's actually onto Zessen in all of this. Looking for the kills. Finds 2 off the back of that Terror Surge timing. Now swings onto the Orisa, and that will convert it for the end. They are able to get themselves out of it with the ult. Talked about it a little at the start about the power of the ult cycle with Vesta's comp being a little bit stronger with the Anna. Comes off for him there. They nano the Freya. Vesta have been quite varied with their nano targets. We've seen Orisa, Mei, we've seen Freya a couple of times now trying to force the duel. Been a bit more hit and miss with a Freya, but that one, slam, dunk. Now on to second point, 2.5 minutes, and really you like... This is a situation where Onside Gaming were able to hit a very big snowball. It's going to be a little bit trickier for Vesta as they don't have the clear ults to do it with. It will just be a Ray trade coming up and maybe even an EMP and a Terror Surge to worry about as they walk up here. So it might be a slower version of a fight for Vesta as they take what cart push they can, hope their DPS can maybe try and find them a bit of an opening. Speed drinks will be traded on point. Nade onto attack as well to try and win that frontline battle. Bowler comes out now. Actually catches Kilo. Can they finish the kill though into the air? Oh, yeah, eating pilot from the Alari does a lot to get him out of that. And Zessen hit the Bowler, but it wasn't enough. They have killed Addo just before EMP, so there's a player advantage now. More pressure on attack, who's having a hard time in this front line. But Ray is coming, but is it in time for attack? He gets the Terror Surge. Sargas just walked into the backline during all of this as well. Terror Surge on point, but attack dies during it as well. Captive Sun from Irony, he's good for a trade again. And Irony once again trying to save his team. Healing Pilot is out, he's juking out with the Genji. Scarlet finishes that one. Sungan's still on point, moving it forward. Players behind. The Sombra has EMP, but they found him out of cloak. Addo's gonna die surely, but trade search. Sungan's still racing to tap it in. Did I see a shield perk there? It's a double shield perk situation to try and count for both Orisas. But Onside Gaming, they are back in time. They can stabilize, and Vesta don't have the numbers to commit to this fight. Kilo's going to swing out. Blade to try and punish that one, and they will punish that one. Now eyes on this Alari on the flank with the EMP onto the front line. Trades will be enough for the defenders here. Irony finds one. Wu-Chan is stuck in the corner. Also low. The shield is up. The spear is there. Wu-Chan has walked out of all of this, but Irony and Attack are still finding kills. 1 HP. His gun has overheated. Sungan calls his gun down, cleans it up. They get it over the line. I see C9 during all of it as well.
Sorry, that was just at my desk. I just thought
Yeah.
that one for you, mate.
Caught up in the action. Too many... You know what happened? Too many shields on my screen, you know?
Nah,
You know how it is, mate. Terror Surge and Nano available for Vesta into the next fight. Kilo has the Bowler, and Addo has gone onto the Tracer here as well. So remember, they only got it partway through second, and MBT is back on the cards right now. They are 1 fight away as the shields go down, and Vesta have the combo to finish it. Nano is available right now, but Wu-Chan's not investing it. They're slowing it down, trying to stabilize. Shields are in play. Trading these cooldowns here, maybe looking for a Terror Surge punish afterwards, but Songhan's going to concede a little bit of space right now. Next shield available. Shield only slightly ahead, actually, of Sunghan, but they've killed Irony on the coast. It's been all about the side fight while we've been watching these Orisas just piss in the front. Zessen gets that one. Now a huge opening. Nano Terror Surge onto the point, and they have no choice but to stay on the point here Onside Gaming. But it's a Nano Genji they've gone for instead. But Terror Surge has dropped as well. But Scarlet's found nothing. Few deflects. They've killed attack on point. Someone else needs to touch. They've lost 2 players. They might trade themselves out of it. Pulse bomb's a miss from Addo. It was just an Orisa. Low HP. Addo has to keep a point contested. There's a bloody shield up and the defensive nade. Trying to inch it in through all of this. More cart pressure. Irony with a Captive Sun to buy more time. Doesn't find anything, I think, with that Captive Sun. Trying to find a kill regardless, but it's bought enough time. Attack is going to be back, and they're going to have Ray Terror Surge for this final fight. 1 minute left on the clock. Search will have the Ray to match. But that was their big opening. But Irony's got themselves another pick. They can keep going already. Torpedo swing coming through. The shield has broken. Pressure onto attack. He has to drop a Terror Search. His HP is so low. Tries to get it off. One more shield out as well. Scarlet with more pressure. Ray is coming through. Search is going to match the Ray. They've lost Zessin though. Kilo's got 2 kills with the swing. Search has got the torpedo kills on point. Kilo has to take over the touch. But Blade over the top from Scarlet should finish us off. Chasing down these DPS. Scarlet gets both DPS. Looking for the third. Sungan will finish that. Bester will get it over the line in the end. Regain the lead in the series.
Thank God. I would have been so mad if I'd built my entire team on Moneyball Theory and I'd fucking bin it after 1 round.
Yes,
after this. So
disproved immediately.
Thank God it's still working, you know?
Pretty compelling evidence as well, so nothing to worry about here.
Yeah, I was slightly worried here.
Yeah, I think ultimately did feel like the fact that they just had more of these big ult combos time and time again to get through. Like the Nano saved them in so many of those situations. Does Chris do cope sessions on request? Like, can you pay for them? Like Cameo, but for cope?
I mean, we can figure something out. If you donate $10 to CommanderX, which he will then at some point get to me, you can ask me to cope about any subject.
Surely if you do that though, people will just make you, they'll ask you to cope to defend extremely liberal takes.
I can do it, I'm a liberal guy.
For the money?
Everyone knows I'm a liberal guy.
And it limits on what we can request? Well, I think we
Probably not, mate.
start with no limits and we'll just, you know, we'll take them as they come.
We'll find the limits as we go.
It's often easier to solve things or to learn things by doing. So let's just give it a crack and see see what issues we run into. I thought you said Coke sessions. But that can be a perk as well, but you'd probably need more than $10 because you'd have to cover the cost of the Coke. I feel like that's the etiquette here. He can cope about the Australian election and Liberals' embarrassing loss. For $10 he can.
Who won? Did the right party win in Australia? Did we kick the Liberals out?
Great use of term "we" there.
Yeah, I mean, there's a man who's clearly voted in the Australian election.
He doesn't even know if they've won yet, but he's on the side.
I mean, if it's anything like the American election, anyone can vote. You know, I just take a holiday and just get a few votes in. You know.
Thank you, Jake7 for the tier 1. Welcome.
Let's Google it. Australian election. It was like a month ago.
Oh, the leader lost his seat as well. Oh, so an embarrassing loss.
No, it said the guy got re-elected.
You sure? Lots of people saying the same thing. Left Party lost so bad their member lost their member for Prime Minister didn't win his local seat.
Do you know what it says here? When would this come out? It says VEC says Labour won, who were in charge anyway.
Oh, sorry, the other way. Yeah, Right Party lost so bad. Okay.
So it's a good day to be Liberal.
Yeah, Liberals are right,
Trump
Labour are left. Maybe it's just like, yeah.
Trump's like inting every other election Like all these other countries where the right had a chance, Trump came in and everyone's just like, ah, fuck it, we're not voting. We'll just stick to the left, you know? Like, Canada was actually locked in. The polls were like, the guy on the right was 100% winning, and then Trump came in and he just fucking actually entered the entire election for him. He must be so mad.
Embarrassing loss. Are we talking full hold? Yeah, in Overwatch terms, it was a full hold.
It was a fucking full hold. It was.
Hello, X. Is this the worst Falcons meltdown we've seen? It depends, because right now it feels like a meltdown. But if it works, it's actually just a good decision, right? So, it feels like a hot take. You know, to do it partway through a weekend makes it feel like a hot take to me. You know, like we play a game on Friday, and then by Saturday, we're rebuilding everything, and we're sending 2 players on break. Feels like an extreme reaction. But I don't know. Obviously, Chris has talked already about the benefits of a 5-person roster, and it's not like this is a bad roster either. You know, like someone Stalker Merit, Geo Fielder.
They might be okay.
He might be alright. I'm Canadian, and this is a first-time message. I'm Canadian, and thank you, Trump, for the first time ever.
That's a kind of base, you know.
Yeah, there is a question for today's game, because they said Stalker had wrist injuries, and Stalker himself said, yeah, I've got wrist injuries.
No one ever has wrist injuries, okay? This is another thing that you need to learn, okay? Wrist injuries are completely kappa. Wrist injuries are just mental boom breaks, okay? Every single Korean player that's ever had a wrist injury has always just been mental boomed, okay? Just understand that, please, okay?
Wrist injuries are real, mate. You're probably right, though, in the sense that it's like it's just the cover. It's always the cover story.
Every single wrist injury is fake.
See, we're struggling for a middle ground here.
Cannot be damaged by gaming, okay, guys? Unless we see the medical records, okay, I will not be believing this wrist injury was real.
Wrists are fake. Yeah, wrists don't even exist. Yeah. It's just more a big pharma making up parts of a body to sell you medicine for parts of a body that don't even exist. The Overwatch is on. We're going to Saravasa, choice of Onside Gaming. They're going to back that up with a Juno ban. Let me close these Preds before I forget. Pure 50-50 on the Preds. Big Pharma. No, not Zeta Division's Pharma. Big Pharma. Sungan's going to get one shot here as we return to the hazard mirror that we saw on map 1, which was a scrap, but ultimately a 2-0 in Vesta's favour. So not too unhappy with how this one has worked out for them at all, really. The Sombra ban, in theory, enabled for Freya quite a lot as well. And we've seen Ado go the Tracer direction, Scarlet go the Genji direction. Obviously, Scarlet, very much the Genji guy. Ado's been getting through a lot of work. Despite Onside Gaming's struggles, Ado on Tracer has been a bright spot for them here. So early start for Onside Gaming in position. You can see Scarlet trying to mark for Tracer now as this trade comes through onto point. Onside Gaming can just mirror the positions though. They're in control. More pressure onto Opener, who was the primary target in a lot of these situations on Oasis. And he's the primary target again. They get both backliners in with that engage here. And Onside Gaming, they tried to play it slow, and they just fell over. Should be so hard when they're playing these neutral positions on either side of a point. For Onside Gaming, just to decide, for Vesta Crew, just to decide, we're going to take an engage, we're going to kill the Lucio. It feels like it shouldn't be that possible, but they found it at Oasis, they're finding it here now, and they get the flip right back as a result, Vesta. Kitsune rush advantage, actually, for Wuchan as well. Going to be swinging early. Kilo's got this wide angle, trying to play in main. Addo's coming through the other side, so we're on all sides right now. Onside as they try and get a bit of space on point, but Vesta are actually going to move towards the choke here. They have had their Suzu forced out of Wuchan. He's very low, even though he has this Kitsune Rush. Needs to play it, drops the Kitsune Rush, TP's away. Now the pressure comes out. Onside Gaming trying to disengage. They get a Pulse Bomb, and they get Wuchan as well, low after that. And both teams holding just seem to be taking so much damage, having their cooldowns forced. The retakes end up being easy. Irony actually dropped the Kitsune Rush on point. Felt like they had mostly won it, but I think Irony was very low. He did go down just after it, so maybe worried it would turn out. Ends up being a 1-for-1 trade. Onside Gaming back in point. Not the worst thing in the world. Now, one more retake for Vesta. It's going to be a little bit pressed for time as Sung is the last one to spawn, only spawning now. Search has a slight beat advantage as this fight comes in. But they're going to have to walk up the gauntlet here. They're not going to have time to properly clear the space, find all these angles. Attack is going to drop a wall to try and deny the touch. Dash through just about in time from Scarlet. They break the wall, but Scarlet needs so much help. There's for Suzu. There's a defensive wall to help him out. Search has the beat, but too low. The downpour is massive from Attack. He's going to clean up both as well. The downpour does everything, and Onside Gaming will be taking this first round. Great downpour from Attack. He's hit a few big ones today. A couple of them been countered out by good counterplay from Sungan in terms of walls, but Attack has really been finding significant value with these downpours. Now they only have the beat for this next fight. Onside Gaming, and Search does have the beat to match now. Going to see a bit of a difference as we get into the more ult period of the fight, where the Blade is a much nicer one to combo than the Pulse Bomb is for Onside Gaming. But obviously if Addo keeps hitting Pulse Bombs like he has been doing recently, it'll get more than enough value. Beat v beat now, Scarlet with the Blade afterwards. Beat comes in from opener, drops onto everyone. Search also catches everyone. Downpour comes through now. It has locked up the tank, and yeah, he's going to get absolutely surrounded. Suzu to try and get him out of that one. Tries to back jump, but too much damage. Not as fancy as some of Attack's downpours, but it gets the job done. Addo always good for his one. But they are able to convert that ult advantage, and they do hold on to the Blade too, Vesta. So a Blade to throw into this next one. No inherent answers to it in terms of a beat or anything, or a downpour to make it tricky or anything like that. But still a difficult comp to Blade into without the backup of a beat or a Kitsune Rush or something to help you push. So still a lot to be asked of Scarlet here. Probably have to take a neutral first, try and force the Suzu or a Kiri TP or one of these key cooldowns to open it up. You see Scarlet at the choke right now. Deflect comes through, looks for the Freya, wants to take this Freya out of the sky, but no, the dash comes through. The Suzu still on the Freya jukes away. They've all disengaged this Blade, and you see the perils of going without forcing a cooldown. He thought the updraft would be enough, but the two dashes, the Suzu, now the Kitsune Rush from Vesta to try and hold the point, make up for the player deficit here, but Onside Gaming, they're just going to slow this down. They've mirrored Kitsune Rushes. Now they can push forward afterwards, but they lose Kilo on the way through. Back to a 4v4. Trading on the front line. Wall behind Attack, but not much of a swing with on that wall timing from Attack. Now Sungan has a better wall timing. Doesn't find all that much. With a Freya, Zessen has gone all in. He's killed Opener and got out. Addo gets the late trade, so they're not out of the woods yet. Irony's got the better of the Kiriko. More pressure into the back line. Irony is low. Downpour's flung out in there as well. They're all so low. Scarlet is trying to live, but Attack should be able to clean this up. It's a 1v1. No, it's not a 1v1. It's a Freya there as well. Just about have enough to get themselves over the line. Onside Gaming. Cost them everything though. Now they're going to have to rely on Opener getting the beat. He's 25% short right now, but there is a bit of a window here for Vesta in all of this. If they go quickly with the beat, and also the fact that they're going to have a bowler and downpour a little bit quicker than Onside Gaming. So a great chance at a retake. For now though, Zessen's trying to clear out this Tracer. He has forced Addo back. He's got support from Search on that side. Are they all coming that way? Because they've got the beat there. Yeah, looks like they're all coming this way. Addo is still behind, getting closer to that pulse bomb, but there's the beat push coming through, looking for value, 10% still for Opener, pressure onto it, and the disengage seems fairly good for Onside Gaming right now. They've lost a lot of health, but it's Addo who dies on point, trying to stall that one out. Not the highest value kill. They can re-engage here. 4v5, but 5% off beat for Onside Gaming. They're going to dive over it. Scarlet trying to mark this Freya. A bit of help from Search. They'll deal with that. Opener. Wait, Opener had the beat? Wait. I'm taking an action. I'm taking the liberty of an action replay here. Opener's going to get the beat, but Attack's dead. Yes, a one-person beat. OP! Oh, forever dopey. A one-person beat gets a kill out of it. Yeah, I thought they just weren't going to... I honestly didn't think they were going to pop the beat. After how it went, Opener's going to get his second and get out. Not enough for redemption. But I honestly thought, yeah, when Addo died early, then they Attack takes so much damage, he's going to die. They were just going to accept, all right, we're going to have to concede for round, save for beat for the next one. But not Opener. He thought they could clutch. Not in time. Wasted beat. Tied up 1-1. Vesta right back in it. Pulse Bomb available for Addo. Kitsune Rush available for both. Kiriko's partway through this. because of that disaster as well, Sungan also has his downboard too, so a really reasonable situation for Sungan, who's going to leap in. Can't get close to the fray, but the wall follow-up is good, so now we'll set up a kill for Scarlet. Now they can push in. They've got to deal with Addo on the flank as well. Onside have tried to flip over to point, but they will get contested here, so they can't get the flip. I think Onside might be on the wrong side of the map here, so they don't really have too much of a chance of disengaging us completely. They're just going to try and give a bit of space, wrap back around, but Opener is just fragging out. He's taking it here with Addo. They've killed Zessin. The downpour comes out. Quite a few people locked up on coast, I think. Kitsune Restraint coming through. Irony's going to die during all of that. Opener's on an adventure, gets himself around the corner, but not far enough away. Trade's still coming through as Kilo drops the bowler, so they're really making a meal of what felt like it should have been a straightforward fight for Vesta here. And Onside Gaming, they're going to scrap their way back into this. Back in control, nearly having this beat as well. Both beats pretty close in charge, but now Attack has the downpour advantage. Big one so far. Needs another one for his team here. It's going to be a blade attempt for Scarlet. We saw him go very early last time. Didn't force any cooldowns. Needs more patience on this one here. If he gets the beat with it, now he's just going to pop it straight away. He's forced for Suzu. He's pushed into a wall. He's forced a lot of cooldowns, but now the downpour comes out. Tries to dodge that one, but Scarlet has to dodge forward, and another blade leads to disaster from Vesta. They didn't wait for the blade. They didn't take a neutral to force any cooldowns. Scarlet, he just can't contain himself. When he's got the blade, he's got to go. All he goes is to the respawn queue, and now Vesta are going to have a very difficult retake. They'll have the beat for this retake now in the hands of Search, but Opener can match that, and Onside Gaming have the bowler and pulse bomb to try and get themselves back into it. Opener's going to drop a beat. This time it catches only 2 people. It's better than the one last time. We're making progress. All you can do is be better than yourself yesterday. Opener's getting slowly better, but now Search, he's going to drop it as well. Pulse Bomb from Addo is going to finish the job. Wait, I need to watch this one again. I've got no eyes. Onside Gaming will tidy this one up with all the kills. Oh, you know, Search's beat did go off. I'm just crazy. I'm just paranoid now. But yeah, sorry, yeah. Opener's beat, a disaster again. 2 people. It felt like they were all just in a melee outside, so I'm not quite sure how that went wrong from Opener. Onside Gaming win regardless of that beat, though. Bowler available for Zessin as we go onto the fountain. Kilo's just going to get an opening pick onto WeChan out of nothing. So that's just going to be first flip, I think. Kiri's such a key part of the comp. They're just going to walk through unless there's any crazy clutch. But Zessin's just got a pretty passive angle back in main. Trying to take these take-aim shots from across. They'll pick up WeChan from spawn, and then they'll take this fight. Kitsune rush advantage for Irony, though. So it might have to be a disengage option for Vesta here. They're going to take a bit of space through the choke. Trying to contest, trying to force objective a little bit. Counter wall comes out in response. Just trading onto point, but Kilo's got themselves a pick again, and Onside Gaming, they're going to get another fight for free here just off the back of something like that. Kilo getting it all done on the Freya right now. We're actually chasing down. They're hunting for more kills right now on side. They have player advantage if they can find a push timing. But Vesta maybe feel a little bit too far away. WeChan's going to try and reset with Kitsune Rush. Irony will mirror that one. Downpour is available for Sungan already. Now Zessin is back. Swinging in main. Forces that one out. Now takes the duel. Take aim shots. Bolts going out. But Zessin seems to get the worst of this. Gets the bowler off before he dies. But it's blocked by Attack. Not a whole lot of damage. Still in control of the point is Onside Gaming. Addo's going to try and regroup. Gets himself out towards that mini. Attack has taken so much pressure when that chase was on as well. So he's going to fall. Scarlet cleans up on point, and I think they will get the flip out of this just before a lot of the ults come online. That fight lasts a little bit longer, or Attack stays alive a little bit longer. Suddenly, Onside Gaming have all the ults to throw into that, but instead, don't choose to invest. Keep the ults for the next fight, and it's going to be beat Downpour versus beat Downpour. Pulse bombs and a bowler in play as well. This has actually made his way onto the Sojin in all of this, so trying to prioritize survivability in what can be a very chaotic matchup here. Kilo, though, has also just been getting a lot of value in these Freya opening picks all around. He's going to beat push from Opener. Search is going to go off. He's in the sky. He landed. Just about gets away with it. Search continues his thrill-seeking endeavors with these beats, but does get it off. Opener and Irony are very low as they commit to all of this. For Downpour locks them up, but converts no kills. And also Gaming have actually flipped the point. Possession is now swinging. He's awfully low. They get the tank advantage now. Search is trying to trade with this Tracer. Addo's going to drop a pulse bomb on main. That's both hazards going down now, and he's got HP advantage over Scarlet. He wants to chase this. They're also low. Kilo comes to help him out. Search and Scarlet trying to do it all right now, but the Freya is taking over. Just needs to reload, get a few more of these bolts, but Irony is back. That should seal the deal. Onside Gaming are going to tie it up 2-2 in maps. They close out Saravasa. Surely? There we go. Yeah. outrageous
What a
series of
dogfight,
wins.
eh?
Yeah, I know.
What a dogfight.
I feel like when you take this Hazard Kiri Lucio mirror, there's actually just no way it's not a dogfight. Unless there's like egregious team gap. Whoa. Thank you, Ecliptic, for the Prime as well. Korea has 4 teams going to the Esports World Cup, right? Sort of. 2 direct qualification from Korea, OWCS. Then Crazy Raccoon have already qualified. And then they get to send teams to the last chance qualifier. And given that Korea actually seems maybe even more stacked than ever in terms of depth of quality teams, they're probably pretty odds on to win that last chance qualifier as well.
What about Wei though? What about the Wei? Anyone else impressed with Wei?
They seem pretty good. I mean,
It's you know what it is, mate? It's damaging for the Gultech legacy because he's left them now, right? Like he's actually not coaching them anymore.
I was saying this yesterday after they beat Falcons. It's such an impressive victory as well. Thank you, Goofy Jokester, for the 4 months. Such an impressive victory, but they did it without Gultech and without Who Are You. So all the bits that we thought were like the star parts of Wei, all the bits that, you know, turned them from a good team into a we can beat some of the best teams type of roster, just weren't bloody true. There's something else. It's just something about the team. Yeah, without Peppy as well, right? So all their Sigma sort of shenanigans that were catching teams off guard, and Peppy was getting so much done. Also wasn't relevant. Or wasn't necessary, I guess. Nico Twitch 2026 says tomorrow Kai and Kev's to play. Yeah, I'd
Real.
Yeah, I'd be pretty confident of that. What are the other games today? Oh, so many good games. T1 Zeta, Old Ocean Falcons, Alcancia VP, Genji Peps, which is that is gonna be a relegation scrap. And then SSG versus GK. I mean, it's actually, I don't know. I think if they lose this game, it's crisis for Genji. You can make a case that they might be in crisis already, but this will be the undeniable crisis.
I mean, yeah. I think you were a few weeks too late on that crisis. When you lose to TU, Rio, you know you're fucked, mate. That's how you know you're shit.
Oh, yeah, sorry. The NA games are actually Team Liquid Nightmare and GK SSG as well. So it's, yeah. Today is a good day. No, Sunku, I think I've got it right. Don't add doubt to a working formula. If they lose to Peps and can't beat Quick and other games, yeah. So in terms of how the math is looking like it might work out, basically, if Quick now seems to be like a top 6 team essentially, is the final spot is between Genji and Peps. So this game becomes super important, and there's now no room for error for Genji because of the bad start. And I don't know, what do you call it? The noises from the camp, none of them seem promising.
It's all sad noises.
Is it? Yeah.
What? Is there actually? We're in a relegation scrap, actually, right? Like,
Yeah, I probably actually, there was a bit of probably uncoachable bias in the fact that I skirted your team in the relegation scrap. You beat Genji though, right? So you've won one of your important 6-point relegation fixtures already.
Mate, we're not getting relegated. Don't fucking worry about that.
Well,
okay?
exactly. Like it's because Frost Tails are cooked, right? Like
Yeah.
they're going straight back into that. But the fact that Quick what I think most people expected to happen is that Frost Tails and Quick would just be in that classic promotion situation where it's you go up just to go back down, to go back up, to go back, and there's just promotion relegation yo-yo. But Quick have really starting to seem like the real deal.
So realistically, what we want is if Peps win today, all we need to do is beat Frosttails, and then we're effectively mathematically out of the relegation scrap already.
And then
no worries.
This might be a big step, mate, but if you're even ready for it, you can then even turn your eyes to qualifying for Esports World Cup.
I mean, I actually, to be honest, like you're actually not going to believe me because you're going to think I'm just doing a bit and I'm joking, and I understand that. But I actually think we're winning this stage. Just that's what I think. I know you'll laugh, and everyone will laugh. You can remember this moment. This is my Ange quote. You can do it. I'll correct myself. I always win stage 2 EU OWS, you know?
We always win something stage 2 OWCS.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm not going to do it on stream, but I'm opening your scrim spreadsheet to see if there is...
Do you have the new one?
Oh, you've got a new one?
It's a long story, but yeah.
Okay. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you can't let the big dogs know scrim results because it starts to become a problem. So just keep the data, which is only used for self-improvement to myself at this stage,
Yeah, I think I've realised what's happening. Okay.
Yeah. All right, I've sent you an email, mate.
All right, I mean. I've not received an email. I'll give it a sec.
Well, maybe I just need to send you the link. I don't know if I sent you an email or just made you an editor. I'll drop you this, mate. Let's see what this does.
Right, I'll open it carefully so I don't reveal the inside goods. Where are we day-wise? 23rd. No way. He's fucking...
I told you. We're winning stage 2.
He's fucking back.
Back, mate. Basic money ball theory, okay?
I mean, I don't know. Obviously, I'm not going to show it out of respect, but honestly, guys, he's fucking back.
Well, honestly, we're so back.
That's actually outrageous. Fuck. Alright. Wow, Chris reconstructs his slingshot into a moneyball situation. Will finishes in this absolute scrap. Remember, both teams are currently winless. And now it all comes down to Hollywood for very much all the marbles. Gonna be an Orisa ban coming out from Onside Gaming, forcing more of the Hazard mirror. Does feel like Attack has been having a better time on the Hazard than the Orisa, seems reasonable enough. The Ana ban in response from Vesta doesn't feel that impactful, honestly. Obviously it was Vesta who picked the map, so maybe just more of a support protect ban than anything else. Not unhappy with the Hazard mirror either. This is where the two teams have been the closest. Obviously Onside with the more recent success on Surabasa. Swing onto the point. Kilo with the take aim bolt, wants to go over the rooftop, but there's a Sombra, there's a Hazard there, so much pressure onto Kilo. Kilo pocketed through all of it, can continue to swing main. Kilo was a big factor on that Surabasa, made so many of the fights really easy with opening picks. Has a big wide angle now, trying to find these take aim bolts. Zessin with the counter swing, Sombra pressure comes in now, Sungan with the dive in. And this time Kilo shut down, but it costs Sungan his life, so tank advantage. If they can keep attack up here, they should be able to stabilize and start forcing point. Scarlet has been cleared. More pressure at wall at the choke as well. Torpedoes are chasing us down. Scarlet has got full pressure. Attack can't get any more kills, so there might be a recontest on here as well. Hazard should be back soon. You can see Sungan just off screen. A bowler swing. Catches 2. Lots of damage. Kilo with the counter bowler. Any kills? Yes. Surge falls. Opens very close to the rally if they need it, but with player advantage, Onside Gaming want to keep it slim. Lots of low HP. Still player advantage. And the retake, always going to be more difficult when you have to come through these narrow chokes, when you have to rush it a little bit and force the touch. Onside Gaming are able to convert that advantage off that initial punish onto Sung An's dive. It feels like Onside Gaming have to play a slightly slower version of the mirror, play a bit more for their Freya. And Kilo, to be fair, he's been delivering, right? EMP nearly up for Scarlet now. EMP obviously going to be a more impactful ult from Pulse Bomb more of the time, but this Pulse Bomb does connect, but straight onto Search's shield, so no drama for Vesta on this retake. They can take the high ground as Onside Gaming going to start trying to just play through point early. Zessin's going to swing up. There's an EMP on point. That kills Addo. Pressure onto attack as well. And Vesta look like they're going to win this ult advantage, but it feels like we're seeing a bit of a pattern here with Vesta crew where they're successful with their ults, but we're not seeing the big team wipes or anything. So they're not quite getting the full value or the full time off the clock you normally get from a team fight when you get the wipe as well. Now they can go straight back to pressure and point a little bit, wait for Addo to come up. Kilo's going to swing onto the high ground. Search is in all sorts of trouble. His team have just left him. He's holding the high ground by himself. Songan hits for trade as the raids come through. Downpour thrown out as well. Lock onto Wu-chan. Addo can finish that kill, but they found a lot of value in this raid regardless here. Addo is now behind him. Songan pushed into a corner. Addo is there as well, just full blocking. Can't find the slash out of it. Gets for Mega. So much HP, but completely outnumbered. Onside Gaming, they keep this one rolling forward, and it is very much swung in their direction here. Zessin trying to take a bit of space early on, just try and poke him off of this high ground. You can see Addo is on the left-hand side, run into Scarlet there. Kilo now with a much more powerful position. You see Zessin trying to probe his way out. Find a chance to get a bit of a decent angle, considering going jail side it looks like. The rest of Vesta have sort of come through underneath to keep this payload contested, but Attack has chosen a bit of a timing. He's trying to lurk around here, trying to find someone to go on. He's kind of missing a lot of Vesta right now. Zessin has finally found some space. Onto the Juno, one more bolt will do it, but can't finish off Irony. Now going to swing again, another take-aim bolt. Irony continues to be low. Now the response from Attack to clear out him out, and Addo and Kilo help confirm that kill. Kilo is low HP underneath, trying to regroup with the team. There's a hazard on his arse, but he's rotating away. Can't get away though. Rally has come through from Search during all of this. Big bash onto Opener, so much damage. Needs to finish the kill, but Attack is still trading people. Addo's going to land the pulse bomb. Despite that rally, despite that big bash, they don't find the kills. They don't find the value. One last desperate dive onto point from Zessin, and Onside Gaming making great time here on this Hollywood Attack. No changes from either team. Continuing the Juno Brig version. Scarlet nearly has this EMP. Last one was successful. They one-shot Addo, still points out, but that was all the way back at the start of second. Need more out of these ults here, Vesta. They're coming forward with this, or nearly with this EMP now. They've got a bowler as well. Bowler's going to be dropped just onto the tank, though, so really minimal damage. Onside Gaming will survive that one, no problem. We're about to have Rally and Downpour as well, so really Scarlet needs to nail this EMP. If they can get the rally off early here or something, it can be very difficult for Scarlet to find that value. And Kino's got them another opening pick. Now he's going to take this top right position. He's just taken over. The bowler comes out. It's perfect. They don't finish the kill. They're going in. Scarlet has the EMP, but he's 1 HP. He can't use it. More pressure onto the backline. Attack gets a kill. Just need to make sure Attack survives. They have rally if Attack really needs it, but he can DP it. And Vesta are on the ropes all of a sudden. The wall is good. The bash is good. They get the late kill onto Sungan. The EMP from Scarlet. They need a trade. Not a single trade. Went for the hero play, Scarlet, the solo EMP, not waiting for his team. And Onside Gaming, 2 minutes 39 on the clock. And yeah, David's right. It is always Vesterable. Looks so good at parts in this series. Obviously, we're winning the Hazard Mirror all the way back at the start, but this has been a great attack. Kilo's really come online in a big way for them. They're winning a lot more of these ult trades as well. You see, they're happy to play this slower game, and the first point was the perfect example of it, where they're just playing for Kilo to probe and poke people out, and then eventually Sungan feels the need to make an aggressive move, does make that aggressive move, but Onside Gaming doing a great job of making sure it is always, make sure it's a one-way trip for Sungan in that. What was my most recent tweet about? It was about improving the stream.
Look how much better it is, mate. Look at how much better. Took you 1 day to find the upgrades and the necessary pieces to keep the viewers happy.
Well, an old friend did once say, there are cathedrals everywhere if you can just open your eyes.
Real.
Alright. Okay, Onside's going to do more of the same. No need to change anything for them. Their systems, their play style, it's working. They've got 2 minutes 39 in the bank as they move on to the defense now. Vesta, more of the same in terms of the hazard. But we're actually going to go Kiri, Lucio, Genji here. So in theory, there's a more aggressive version of the composition here. I mean, they need to change something. They need to put Kilo under more pressure because Onside Gaming wants to play this slower style, enable Kilo. Now this gives them a bit more opportunity for the backline to commit into more of these aggressive positions. Sungan can maybe even go for a little bit more because he has the Suzu to bail him out of some of these situations. We're going to see Scarlet immediately take over the cafe area. He's found the Freya on the Freya. No updraft, but Scarlet can't land any shurikens. Lands the dash. Come on, Scarlet! He's lost this one. Kilo's won the duel. Attacks come to help him out. Scarlet had the opportunity, but every shot goes begging. And Vesta, they're going to have to concede for space as a result. The opening seemed good. They got space. Just can't find it. Now we're going to lose Searchlight as well. More time off the clock, and it's starting to fall apart a little bit for Vesta here. It is do or die. But Vesta have been a team known to die in some of these situations. Another chance at the retake. Kitsune Rush is actually quite far ahead for Wuchan compared to any other ults on the board for Onside Gaming. So there is a window here if they wait for that, but they seem to want to make a move a bit earlier. Speedring onto attack as Scarlet's going to swing through again, but he gets one shot as he goes through. Doesn't get the deflect off, nothing. And they're going to have to reset again here. A trade would maybe help him out a little bit, but nothing for Zessin. Nothing for Sungan. Search, though, just fine Addo, but as far as trades go, the Tracer's going to be one of the quicker heroes back to the fight. So it all comes down to this Kitsune Rush now. They've lost 2 minutes of their clock already, Vesta. And normally one of their star players, Scarlet on the Genji, found nothing so far in this attack. Need value with this Kitsune Rush, but now, because it's been these couple of extra fight losses, mean Irony's close to the Ray, attacks close to the Downpour, and there's a bowler to worry about as well. And this Kitsune Rush advantage isn't as clear as it was in the previous fight. They're walking through now, pressure onto Scarlet once again, dashes back, will get pocketed through. Kitsune Rush now onto the hazard, is walled in, Search dies in all of that. They've been forced away off this Kitsune Rush, but Downpour forces a backstep from Scarlet. Wuchan can't escape that as well, and all of a sudden, it looks incredibly comfortable for Onside Gaming. A stray wall just floating in the sky. Sungan's killed Addo again. Addo seems to be the only person who can die on this defense here from Onside Gaming. 1.5 minutes left. No ults just yet for Vesta. Don't have the option here to play it that quickly. They could just go in and trade, maybe try and squeak 2 fights out of it. But Onside Gaming have all the tools to hold on this, and it's starting to look like a full hold. Swing comes through from Zessin, trying to take some space over the rooftop. Can't find anything onto Kilo, though, and Kilo looks like he wants to go a little bit deeper with this one. Spots for Lucio. Bowler comes out, catches Search right behind. Suzu is good, keeps Search alive right now. The Ray comes through from Irony, though, so they just run into the torpedoes. They have to Suzu the Bowler. Now it has to be a quick reset. They get the Bowler, they get the Ray out. The ult situation in the next fight does look more reasonable. Search just needs to die. They're stalling Search out as well. There's plenty of time, though, so no need to worry yet. They'll get another crack at it. They'll have Beat Blades. Zessin's actually going to go into the Sombra as well. So again, they're committing to a fast and more aggressive style. Just shut down Kilo. Take him out of the game. This time, though, Onside Gaming are going to have a rally to try and counteract some of this aggression. But a Beat a Blade, it should be overwhelming. Number of ults from Vesta to crush, even kill through this rally. Shouldn't be a problem. Search coming around the corner with the Beat. There is the Blade onto the rally, looking for opener. Back into the corner. One bash to relieve pressure. He's hiding. He's pretending to be a tree. They won't fall for it. They kill him anyway. Pulse Bomb comes out only onto the hazard, though. So blocked and damage is minimized. Opening for Vesta finally, but they lose Wuchan. Downpour comes through as well. Kills attack. Tank advantage now for Vesta. This is their time. They've dealt with the Kilo threat finally. Addo is still lurking around. He's found 1 kill, but he's got to fight everyone now, Addo. He's getting a bit of help from Opener, who's back on the Lucio. Addo is going to try and stall it out. They don't even have a tick yet. Scarlet has died to Irony. Search is really low. It's falling apart. It's always Vesterable. The 3 remaining Plastic Crew players fall. It's going to be a full hold. And Onside Gaming claim their first win in OWCS Korea. Imagine getting full held on Hollywood.
Ha! Could not be me. Unless.
It's actually so sad as well. I had Vesta as slight favourites for this one.
That's why you're a fraud.
Onside Gaming, they're actually pumped about this as well. I mean, I've been in these situations before, you know, where you're clearly the bottom team. Well, maybe not clear. There's two teams that are clearly the bottom teams, and then you have to play each other. And as much as people will call it a toilet bowl and nobody will care, the pride on the line in these situations is so huge.
I'm looking forward to playing Frost Tales for that same experience.
The Vancouver one, yeah, that Vancouver game at the end of Season 4, can't tell you the pressure going into that. Like, the amount of pressure we felt, considering, like, our season was long over and, you know, everything was cooked. So much pressure on that one. And but the relief when we won. Maybe it was all worth it. No Kilo player over match or even attack. Yeah, I mean, I think they all played well, like that sort of front three from Onside Gaming. But I thought, yeah, for my money, Kilo was actually doing so much. Like, the deeper we went to the series, the more we got from Kilo. The long-awaited Sparker interview after the game. Yeah, you have to wait a year for us to do an interview because they only interview the winners. Fuck. How many minutes until it was 8 at T1? Probably like 10-15 minutes. Irony did play all 5 actually, right? If I'm not mistaken, it was full Irony opener. The only substitution I think we saw at any point was Slim coming in for a Colosseo they proceeded to lose. Which is actually starting to become known as the Falcons tech, where you sub in your Winston player to play Winston, they lose the map, and then you just carry on with the series.
네, 오늘의 첫 번째 경기 온사이드 게이밍의 값진 승리입니다. 승리 축하드립니다.
감사합니다.
Whoa!
네,
No
오늘
way!
승리 축하드립니다. 오늘의 POTM은 아도 선수가 차지하게
No
됐는데요.
way! Thank you, Karq, for the massive raid. My god. Thanks, mate. Hope you're all good. Hope you had a good stream. Welcome, everyone. You're just in time for the big Korea game as well. We've just watched a bit of a toilet bowl between the two bottom teams.
너무 이기고 싶었거든요.
But that was a 3-2 scrap. That one is over. Thank you, Burber9, for the prime as well. So now, that bottom of the table scrap, it's over. It's now T1 versus Zeta Division. Two of the most informed teams, aside from All Gamers Global, in Korea as well. So, big game on the horizon. We're just getting the end of this series, or the player interview at the end. But yeah, welcome everyone. Hope you're ready for some good Overwatch, because there's a lot of action today.
연습이 안 된 구도라서 힘들 수도 있겠다 생각했는데 진짜 뒤가 없이
He was watching the Vesta versus Onside game. Yes. It was a scrap. It's a shame Hollywood wasn't more of a scrap, but they fought it out.
자, 그리고 풀세트 접전 오늘 가장 기억에 남는 장면이 있다면 어떤 장면일까요?
기억에 남는 장면은
What is this hbd.gg/play that you keep linking me? Is this the stuff Unter was on last week, where it's full sort of zoomer?
I'm clicking on it, mate.
Yeah.
Oh.
You do the research for me, Chrissy. Tell me what we're working. I'll click it as well. Is this where it's just like, oh no, it's the F-no guesser. Thanks. Now Chris is going to be playing F-no guesser all morning, and I'm going to get no help from my disc. For those who don't know, Chris is a man who fames himself on the ability just to, you know, analyze things just from eyeballing it, you know? He'll go to a country and he'll completely be able to read all of their statistical crime rates, their, what's it called? There's a technical word for it. The homeless percentage. I was going to say, like, you know, the average income for everyone, what the brackets are, you know, he'll be able to read all of that. The standard of the public transport. So this is the perfect game for him to put his money where his mouth is.
사실
칭찬하고 싶은 선수는 일단 킬로 선수 좀 많이 오늘 잘했던 것 같고 사실 제가 받은
Oh,
게 아니라
I just
킬로 선수가
got a zero.
받았어야 됐다고 생각했는데 제가 뺏어서 미안한 것 같습니다.
it's
야,
getting,
이렇게
getting
POTM까지
tougher than you think.
Honestly, TU were on such an upswing. They were going to beat TM tomorrow, and now their coach Chris is just going to get completely locked into this and do no preparation.
Legit, actually.
You know when it's like a new game you want to play, but you're like, I've actually got too much work to do. I can't start this new game because my life will just be over when I boot it up.
그 군대 있으면서
That's insane. It's an island no one's heard of. That's such a scam.
이 자리가 얼마나
I've given up. I'm too bad at this.
누군가 진짜 꿈꾸고 있는 자리인 걸 정말 잘 알고
What's the
있는데
T1 versus Zeta Preds?
이 기회를 잡은 만큼
I think Zeta win. It's like it's a really
하고 가겠습니다.
Zeta meta, isn't it? Like Orisa, Sombra in loads of places, Hazard as well. These are also good heroes for T1 and everything, but I think it's just lots of things lining up for Zeta.
T1과 제타 디비전의 경기로 돌아오겠습니다.
How's the Alpha main support looking? Actually pretty good. I was so skeptical at first. To be fair, we've not seen him play too much Lucio, which is always the biggest question when people swap to or fill in on main support. But his Brig was really good. His Kiriko, I mean, obviously the kid can aim, right? So, like, when it's the Kiriko style where you're just playing the side fight and taking duels, he's actually good for that. So, the Brig being really good as well feels like they'll probably lean into Juno Brig type stuff or Juno Kiri more and the Lucio, because it will be better for them. But I think actually Alpha is really looking for business, and I guess it's just it's just more evidence that actually maybe flex DPS players are just the best players. They can do it all. They're the ones who successfully fill on other roles more than others, it feels like. What game mode slash map would be best for T1 to ban out the horse? So, I don't know. I think T1... I think what we're going to see is both teams are just going to be willing to take the mirror at first, both on Hazard and Orisa. And then based on how that goes in the series, the teams will sort of course correct in terms of, okay, we're winning the Orisa, we're losing the Hazard, let's lean into that. Or vice versa, right? Obviously, if you're losing both, you've got bigger problems to solve. But I reckon we'll see that. Probably worth saying T1 have
You'll see no Winnie from Donges?
Oh yeah, I was about to say, T1, if anything, do have the unique... Like, they can drop for Winston in there, right? On some of their map picks. They can just hit, like, a Gibraltar or something. Maybe a Gibraltar ban... Would you ban D.Va still? Because obviously they just play Hazard instead, right? If you ban D.Va in those situations.
Depends how the series has gone, you know? The Anna Winston conundrum that all good teams find themselves in.
Well, yeah, because if you... Because there's a big difference. I think, like, Winston, Anna, Brig on Gibraltar, we're looking at the best comp. But the problem is if you protect tank, your Anna's going to get taken away. And then if you're playing Winston, Kiri, Lucio, or Juno, Brig, is that better than Hazard, Kiri, Lucio, or something on that map? It's maybe, but it's a lot closer all of a sudden. But then do you risk Winston being banned and then you're just playing Hazard? Like, Anna, Brig-wise... Finn and Alpha Yi versus Vigilante and my brain doesn't work. Skewed. Actually, I have Skewed and Vigilante in that one, you know, so it's not straightforward. Drops enabled, yeah. All drops enabled. OWCS drops, and I don't know if you get the normal drops as well, like the standard Overwatch ones, but you'll get that. Cheeky China while we wait. Yeah, is there a... Because last time I went to Billy Billy, I actually got... It just started to kill the stream.
Ah, fucking Billy Billy.
So...
I mean, there was an infinite amount of spyware on your PC at that moment. Did you notice all the lights in your room started flickering and your camera was working overtime?
Yeah. What China game is on now? Let me get the schedule up for us all. We can do a marbles race as well. What do you got? 8 minutes? I need some more water as well. Let me see. Let me see what's happening in China live right now. Where are we? Was it that Little Sheep versus HE? Homie E, of course. And then CC and Rockets for next game. Okay. Let me figure it out. Do they have overview? Looking for a stream link. Is this for Billy Billy link? Or Weeboo link?
Biddy biddy.
That's for Billy Billy link.
Weeboo, please.
Alright, let me grab it. Is it actually Weeboo? Oh, okay. You're the expert
Pretty
here,
sure,
mate.
mate. I mean, just please respect my culture next time, okay?
My culture. Oh, there's a YouTube link? Alright. YouTube will not break my internet. Alright, we're actually, unironically, we're on break. Alright, I'm gonna grab a drink. I'll run an advert. Chris will be in charge. He'll not get me cancelled, at least.
Well,
Try.
no
He'll
guarantee.
try. As long as, all I ask, mate, is you try. I'll leave you.
Alright, I'll try.
We're on a break, or we're in between maps in China, so I'll leave for China on in the background in case any action happens. Alright, be right back.
What was your reaction to Twilight jumping on a pulse bomb? Well, if you want the real cope, I'm about to tell you something, okay? I'm about to tell you guys something. X doesn't need to know this, okay? This is what I truly believe. You guys won't believe me, okay? I think Twilight stepping on that pulse bomb is one of the best things he could have done for our season, okay? That's all I'll say, okay? That's all I'll say on the matter, okay? Let's just say that pulse bomb that we decided to plant our feet on allowed us to go on what I felt was a needed major realignment surgery. And once that surgery is complete, we're going to be beautiful, okay? When you realize he needed, guys, no, you just don't understand. You just don't understand Moneyball in realignment theory. Moneyball realignment theory. But you'll understand. You guys will see at some point. It'll all become clear, okay? And you will look back at this moment and think, "Wow, I should have trusted Chris." How's my fantasy doing? If I could just get 5 TU players in, I'd probably win the league from this position, but the rules are against me. Maybe I should ask X to code it in a way that allows me, if you're the coach of a team, you're allowed to just pick 5 of your players and see how they do. Listen, Slingshot Theory was close, but it just wasn't quite good. But once you understand realignment surgery into Moneyball Theory, a classic RASAMBT, as they say, then it'll all make sense. I mean, Nankia might be trying to realignment theory too, but I don't know. It's possible. Dude, honestly, if you got TU players, guys, just buy the dip, okay? Everybody knows when the stocks go low, that's when you should buy. Don't buy dip, buy the dip, you know? Dip is the opposite. Dip is on a rise right now. You should sell the dip and then buy the dip. You know what I mean?
I'm back.
Alright, mate.
You giving fantasy tips? I see people
Yeah,
asking
yeah.
if they should buy Sky.
Sky, yes. I'll get him in right now.
Inside information. You know on like FPL, which for people who don't know is for like fantasy Premier League, so like football, soccer. Imagine we've got some Americans with Karku viewers. They have like, it's so big now you get Twitter accounts that are basically just dedicated tipsters basically on who's going to start, who's going to not. That could be a potential career path for you, Chris.
Why would I need a potential career path?
I'm talking, years down the line, after you win stage 2, after you win esports World Cup. Skyle is on the bus. Yeah, Skyle was on the bus. Where are we on Korea? We got 30 seconds? Ah. Plenty of time. Why ban Brig on this map? So yeah, so Homie have banned Brig, Little Sheep have banned Sombra. So I don't know, I'm not familiar with a lot of these Chinese players. Like I recognise Alfari, Lilko I recognise. I think Wen I remember watching in stage 1. But it could just be like a player target thing as well. Like if you've got a double flex support lineup or a pair of supports who are a bit more comfortable with it. Bamba Brig, Forza Juno, Kiri Mirror. Momoga is a Brig OTP. His former ID is Saya. Saya? Saya. Oh, okay. You should have a tab where it's coaches competing and it's just their own teams and a total of the cost. Like it just like the full whatever TUTM VP roster.
Yeah,
so
mate, I would fucking destroy fantasy if you let me up by.
I mean, you were starting at a bit of a deficit, but yeah.
It's okay. Listen, guys, don't worry about us, okay?
Look, I've seen the sheet. I've seen the sheet.
So the last 24 hours, what a 24 hours. The previous 4 weeks, okay, yeah, they were a bit ropey. But history is history.
You can't control the past, you can control the future. Is Unter not streaming today? Yeah, no Max today. He's prioritising. He's prioritising a big game. I think he's not been sleeping that well lately.
Ah, what a butler, you know.
Get some rest. Don't use the history is history quote and then use the crystal emote.
Really is not racist about history is history, right?
Morning, Debbie. Well, looks like we're getting players sitting down in Korea. We got Preds open. What other people? People actually leaning T1 side in this opening map. I have a little sheep getting cooked. I mean, it looks like a pretty different, maybe with the exception of Alfari, it's like a pretty different, Alfari and Kasari. Feels like a pretty different version of Little Sheep. Map starts soon, yeah. And this, well, Rudisapi's just ended, so this gives us like a pretty clean transition back to Korea.
Keep it clean.
Alfari and Kasari are the boyfriend-girlfriend duo. Ah, okay, yeah, well, it probably feels really rough for the internal team morale to only, if you only remove one of them. So that's probably fair. Has Farmer played yet? Yeah, I was away week 1, but I think he played week 1, right? I don't think it went that well. Yeah, we're getting confirmation here that Benar is going to be starting. I'd be very surprised if we see Farmer at any point. Maybe a Gibraltar. But I feel like this is the caliber of game where it's there's no room to farm.
This isn't the Farmers League, you know.
It's not the Farmers League at all. This is.
오늘의 두 번째 경기 T1과 제타
real
디비전의
shit.
경기 시작 전 각 팀의 대표분들과 함께 인터뷰 진행해 보도록
Look at Rush,
하겠습니다.
you've got a
먼저
guy.
T1
Look at
만나볼까요?
Moby.
안녕하십니까.
F1
T1
jacket.
감독 러시입니다.
네, 러시 감독님 반갑습니다. 자, 그렇다면 제타 디비전도 만나보도록 하겠습니다.
네, 반갑습니다. 제타 디비전의 코치 모비디라고 합니다.
네, 모비드 코치님도 반갑습니다. 네, 먼저 T1 크레이지 라쿤을 꺾은 지난 경기 최상위권 팀을 꺾고는 이 여우는 아직까지도 남아 있습니다.
Really good of Zeta to drop P-Sung just for Chris.
이제 아무래도
So fucking true, Banter Life. You're actually spot on, mate.
오늘도 이제 강팀인 제타를 맞이해서 더 좋은 모습 보여줄 수 있을 것 같습니다.
오늘 또 한 번 제타라는 벽을 이제 깨 부셔야 되는데요. 어떤 점을 준비해 왔을까요?
네, 아무래도 제타가 좀 다른 팀이랑
Russia's T1 coach, yeah, Rush and Fletter.
이제 메타에 따라서 이제 저희 팀이랑 이제 비슷한 스타일로 하는 팀이 많아졌는데
The dynamic
제타는
duo.
그래도 좀 다르기 때문에 거기에 좀 더 준비를 했던 것 같아요.
조금은 다른 제타.
And honestly, the Rush's a fraud narrative does seem to be dwindling a little bit with T1 success.
이번 시즌은 확실히 다르다.
Nope,
1타
not at all,
디비전으로
mate.
이제 먼저 갔다라는 이야기.